Uncle Dave does his show presumably in the morning. He's not like taking time out of his evening. That's when he needs to watch the wrestling that he talks about in the morning.
Yeah, well, luckily for Dave, he's on the West Coast, so pay-per-views are ending at like 7 p.m. for him instead of like 10 p.m.
And I think he's spending so much of his time caring for New Japan anyways. I mean, God, I don't even know what
That's true, yeah. His time zones are probably all over the place.
I don't even know what that time zone like. Do you think that Dave Meltzer, like his natural sleeping schedule is that which is like perfectly acclimated to view live Japan wrestling and live East Coast United States wrestling? I bet it's sort of like he wakes up when one's happening, so before he goes to bed, the other one is happening.
Yeah, but it's got to be tough sometimes.
Like, I'm sure.
There's probably times where he only sleeps like 2 hours, 3 hours in a day. It's like, well, G1's kicking back up. Got to watch that, and then AEW's on. And
it's a job. It's it's like when you work a long shift and you only have a short amount of turnover before the next shift. It's like, I guess I got it.
The worst. Yeah, when you like work a night shift and then you got to be back there the next day. You're like, fuck. I'm just going home to sleep and I'm coming back to this shit.
I love. I see. One thing I do love about being so close to work is that often feels very personal. You know, I can look out my window and actually see the building where I'm going back to, and you're just like, fuck, I got to go back there. In such a short period of time. Of course, one time I did work, and I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything or brag, but it is like illustrious and well known amongst the community at work. My 24-hour shift.
Oh,
yes. It was.
Is that even legal? I don't think that's legal.
Well, I'm an independent contractor, so everything's legal, baby.
I guess that's true.
But
WWE stuff for you.
Just like that. Me and Roman Reigns were not too different.
Yeah. If they wanted to have a 24-hour Iron Man match, who could stop them?
It would be up to the performers to say no,
That's right.
To accept or decline. But in my particular case, I would have been finished at like 1 or 2 a.m. Like that's when I would have been finished, and I would have had to return for 8 or 9. So myself and a colleague, the two of us were in the same situation, and we were looking at ourselves and just said, we had a huge event the next day, massive. We needed to set up LED walls, we needed to set up bands, we needed to set up televisions, and we just kind of looked at ourselves at around 10 p.m. and asked, what if we just stayed up. We stayed the extra 6 hours. What if, and what could we accomplish, and what would that save us on the other end? So we thought about it to ourselves. We're like, okay, so at midnight, let's go home. We'll grab food for the next day, make yourself a coffee. He wanted to have a shower, grab a change of clothes, and then we're just going to come back and not stop. And that's exactly it. I got there. I think I started my shift at 2 p.m. the day before, worked the night, worked through the morning, and then left at 2 p.m. the next day.
And I bet you didn't even go to bed right away when you got home.
I did go to bed right when I get home because to add a wrench in the plan. So that night was game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Toronto Raptors and the Golden State Warriors.
Oh,
so
wow.
We were having a couple friends over to watch the game, which I knew, and I was like, yeah, let's have all these people over. So I knew I had like a 5-hour nap there. It was like, I need to I threw in my headphone, or threw in my earplugs. I need to charge up.
It's enough, but on 24 hours, that's still kind of rough.
It was, of course, you
sleep.
wake up, have a cup of coffee, you're with your friends, watching the basketball game, and I bet Uncle Dave's life is no different. Sometimes he may only have a few hours to sleep, but he's got to wake up and check out that G1, baby!
Do you think he watches any non-wrestling sports?
Yeah, I wonder if he has like a favorite, like if he watched. Do you think he watched Breaking Bad?
I'm sure he's got some sort of talent, but I could see him being like a baseball fan, like the Angels.
Yeah,
he loves his Angels.
Well, and or a sport where
the
statistics are crazy, something like baseball, which is conducive to that.
Very much.
He seems like the kind of guy who, against right-handed pitchers in the when the temperature's below 62 degrees.
He would know everything.
Yeah.
Well, back when they played an exhibition game in the Tokyo Dome in '78.
Of course. Well, all the exhibition game of the Tokyo Domes. And also, I think, baseball is a big sport there in Japan.
Yeah, it's like one of the second biggest leagues, I think.
Hey, we may have found Uncle Dave's what make Uncle Dave tick. Well, let's jump right into the podcast here because this is not a Dave Meltzer podcast about Dave.
He's got his
Meltzer.
own thing.
He's got his own Observer Radio that I'm sure you can pay X amount of dollars for. But if you don't want to pay X amount of dollars for each month, you can just listen to the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast. Of course, that's what you're listening to. It's the only wrestling podcast hosted by myself. It's also hosted by Mike the Shoot Shepherd.
Yes.
And we've got such a great show coming up. It was another big week. We're recording a day late. It's in the morning. I've got my coffee here. I'm energized.
I got my water.
Not a caffeine man. You're not a caffeine man. Never have been.
No. Never have been. I just, it doesn't, I don't like it.
And at this point, you probably never will be.
No. But it does have its disadvantages.
Of course, where maybe a little tired here and there, or the routine of getting up and, you're saving money, though. You're not going to Starbucks every couple days.
Saving money and time, but some people, it's leverage, extra leverage.
Yeah.
I don't have that wild card.
You don't have that, they need
If I have one of those 4-hour sleep nights, I just got to push through the next day.
What about, a can of Coca-Cola? Would that be enough sugar and caffeine to maybe give you a quick boost?
Yeah, I mean, I usually don't drink cola, but in a desperate time, I'll take a can of Coca-Cola.
In a desperate situation, yeah, just a little bit of sugar, that could be enough to perk you up, get you over the edge.
Yeah. Don't need caffeine.
Don't need caffeine. Well, let's start kicking around the show, shall we? Before we get to our tweet of the week, there is a little bit of news, so let's take a trip around the ring.
Around the ring, 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 around the ring.
Hey.
How does that sound? Every single year, actually since 1991, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, PWI, releases their top 500 wrestlers in the world, and then I think later on in the late 2000s they created a category solely for women, but this year's PWI top 500 just came out. Indeed it did, and let's just kind of counting down the list.
Let's go from 500. Let's do it.
Let's go from 500. Coming in number 500. No, that's not the case. We're gonna for 2020 our top fives, if we can. Number 5 going to Tetsuya Naito over there in New Japan. Number 4 led by our very own WWE champion Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, had a good year.
Number 3 coming in is Chris Jericho, who hasn't been, or he was a champion for a very short period of time in this year, but he's still been kind of driving that
very
company
prominent
over there. Number 2, Adam Cole, Bay, who, of course, the record-setting NXT champion, and always in the fold. And coming in at number 1, the work of the year, one of the biggest, I think we could say, professional wrestler on the planet right now. His name's Jon Moxley.
Jon Moxley, the Mox Man. Yes. Pretty solid list. Obviously, Roman Reigns came back too late to be eligible. Otherwise, I think Roman would definitely be in the top 5 there.
Came back too late, but yes, he will be coming in with a vengeance next year. And like I said, in 2008, they brought in the women's list of things. So let's cover that. Coming in at number 5, Sasha Banks.
Yeah, I would have put her higher, but that's okay.
Of course you would have put her higher. Coming in at number 4, Charlotte Flair. I guess she has won the SmackDown and the NXT belts this calendar year. That's kind of been her thing.
When was she won SmackDown this year?
Didn't she? The blip.
Calendar.
Sorry, not calendar.
Not calendar year.
Sorry, no. From this point until last point.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of like a mid-year award.
Yeah, their fiscal year.
The PWI fiscal year. Coming in number 3, we got Asuka.
Yeah, she's been strong.
Of course, she's kind of like leading this Raw women's division, at least.
Yeah,
because of a belt being forfeited by our number 2, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, she's been gone half the year, but she put in such a strong mark that she still got that number 2 spot.
Oh, for sure. She is still probably, when she returns, that's going to be the pop of the year.
Oh yeah. Save that for fans if they can.
Yeah.
I mean, we can only say that for so much, but.
And
number 1, I think we all know who.
Number 1, yeah. Even if you were to guess who it is, and you were to just kind of ask somebody, hey, who do you think it is? I don't think there's this bigger female performer on the planet right now, let alone like one of the top heels on the planet right now. And her name is Bayley.
That's right. She's just been, she's been champ for a whole year, and it's still not really boring. So.
And yeah, isn't that crazy? It's been over 365 days now, and now we're hitting the point in the rivalry where we knew we were kind of going to get to.
Yeah.
We didn't rush this at all. There were a few times I think she had like a championship match against Tamina or something like not too many matches that have fallen flat.
Yeah. But a couple fillers, when you have a reign that long, there's going to be a filler.
Exactly, because you're going to have to. But ever since,
remember when Cody fought the war horse?
Yes, yeah, the war horse.
Yeah.
And even
everyone needs a war horse here and there.
Yeah, everyone needs a war horse here and there. And
it was fun. I remembered his name. So
is she still holding on to the belt from when she cashed in?
There was the Charlotte blip.
Happened in the middle. Okay,
but
cool.
It still has been a full year. So, the total reign between the two is like 450 days.
Yeah, she's running away with the SmackDown women's division, running away overall women on the entire planet. The bottom 5, so the top 5 of the women that we just named, all WWE performers. The bottom 5, 6 through 10, are all non-WWE performers. You have Hikaru Shida, Tessa Blanchard, Riho, Io Shirai, well, you know what I mean, and Mayu Iwatani, or Iwatani, who I've never heard of before, but apparently she's great.
I don't know how those AEW girls got so high, but
yeah,
that's okay.
Riho,
I know it's a kayfabe list. So.
The Riho is the part that I don't understand, but hey, I'm not making lists.
Not yet. But that may be a feature to come in a certain episode 100, folks.
In a certain episode 100. Okay, that's all the news I have for this and round the ring nonsense.
Yeah, no, I didn't prepare any news this week, but it'll all bleed into the rest of the episode.
Of course, as I'm sure it were, and like you just said, the rest of the episode. Let's kick off the episode. Of course, there's no better way to kick off the episode than with the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. I forgot there was a Jamie there for a second. This week's Tweet League champion came out shortly after. I guess she's our CFO. I think so. At Stephanie McMahon. I don't know. Well, they just popped up her name last
Chief Financial
week.
Officer.
Chief Financial Officer. She reached out to her followers and fans. So proud of the WWE community team and all of their hard work to make WWE the 2020 Corporation of the Year at this year's PR, CSR, and Nonprofit Awards. WWE's mission is to put smiles on faces, and it could not be done without the hard work and passion of this incredible team. Yeah, so I guess the Corporation of the Year by this PR News. I guess there's some kind of group of people who decide these sorts of things. However, a former WWE employee didn't agree so. Well, he's former WWE, current AEW employee at Jake Hager, who just responded by saying, LOL, I guess lying about over $37 million in quarterly profits so you can fire over 300 people during a worldwide pandemic is a category for an award. Gotcha, Steph. Jake Hager, you're the Tweet of the League champion.
Jake Hager. Yeah, go ahead, Jakey. Did they say that award was a non-profit thing? What the fuck's that all about?
I think it looks like it was sort of, I said CSR and non-profit. Maybe it's like non-profit and profit. Okay. Maybe they kind of lumping them both together or something there.
Yeah. But I get his point, Mr. Hager.
I mean, he was not a victim of the releasing, but he had.
No, he's.
I'm sure many friends, colleagues who.
300. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I guess when you maybe when you factor in. Not only the on-screen performers, but I'm sure there was I
guess the road crew and shit. All the people driving the trucks and
things like that. And I even think people in the corporate office. I have friends who their PR department of 7 people just got reduced down to 1. Not due to any hard feelings or anything, just like, look, we're not making that much money anymore, so 6 of you are gone, 1 of you can stay. Or I know a few people around any company that has a party planning committee or like a group that sort of handles those out of office kind of extracurriculars. That's not a job anymore. Or your department of 5 is now just you. Yeah. So I think there are a lot of people in Titan Tower that may have gotten it.
Yeah, for sure. Steph's not one of them, though.
Of course Steph's not one of them. You can't fire a McMahon.
I mean, if I were to fire one McMahon, she'd be the one.
She'd be the one?
Well, Vince is going to die soon anyway.
Yeah, Vince is going to, I guess, and Linda's not like a mainstay
I trust Triple H the
fixture.
most with the company.
And I like Shane McMahon's song too much to never
it's
hear it again.
It's way better than her song.
It's way too good. Like if someone's like, "Do you want to never hear that entrance again?" I'd be like, "No, I do. I do kind of want to see him do that little, he's kind of skipping back and forth, doing the little twirlies."
He thinks he's Muhammad Ali or something.
He thinks he's something. I don't know. He's wearing his Nikes. He looks all cool.
Yeah.
There you have it. Thanks, Steph, and thanks, Jake Hager, Tweety League champion.
All right. First time, I believe.
One time. That is correct.
All right. One time, killing me softly with his song. Let's move on.
That's a great idea.
The season premiere.
Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for Smacdown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait. They used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just Smacdown Live.
Is that what this was?
Now, we are close. We are very, very kind of in tune with what the brand-to-brand invitational is. Season 1. I just want to get our recap so we can be sure. Season 1 featured a May 18th brand-to-brand invitational where King Corbin was moved over to Raw. There was also a May 22nd episode where Charlotte Flair went over to SmackDown. September 7th and September 17th, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro traveled from SmackDown to Raw. Kevin Owens on October 2nd. That was pretty recent in our memory.
Squeaking it in. Yeah.
And then, of course, it's kind of like the Barry Bonds statistic where he won, but it's all kind of asterisked because we're not sure. Braun Strowman had 3 separate appearances on Raw Underground. And
but he still made it under the 4.
We don't know. I think it was 5 total.
Oh, because he had other ones?
No, sorry. I think you were allowed 5.
Oh, okay. It was either 4 or 5.
So
we kept saying quarterly, so I thought it was 4.
So he used 3 of 5. Whether or not he is the victor of season 1, I don't know. But to kick off season 2. Braun Strowman's doing it again. We're not going to get to that till later in the show, though. However,
because he said I got extras last time. Might as well use one right away.
Yeah, I don't think it's rollover. I don't think they're rollover.
No.
Minutes.
It would be madness because otherwise people who don't appear, they'd have like 20.
Exactly. Everybody else except for Corbin, Charlotte, Shinsuke, Braun, and Kevin Owens would have 5, and now 5.
Daniel
to go.
Bryan would be like, man, I got stacks of these things.
I've been coming here for years. But yeah, I just want to recap season 1 before we do kick off season 2 because our subsequent Raw episode will be our season premiere of Monday Night Raw. Yeah,
2 season premieres, but like we said, the rules are in effect, right?
I don't know if the rules are in effect from their point of view. But from ours back here, hell yeah, the rules are in effect.
I know you would not be.
I am not letting this one slide this year.
Yeah, this was kind of a no man's zone episode, but it's a season premiere, so they have to let it count. So
So let's kick off the season premiere. And it kind of opens up with we open up with the entire roster, I think, on the stage. Trips and Steph are in the ring, just kind of hyping what we have going on.
Yeah, and then everyone just starts brawling on the ramp, and the freak, Lars Solomon, comes out, starts wrecking shit. So Jeff Hardy comes out, sends him off, and they'll have a match later. Or no, they'll have a match right away. Hardy fights Sullivan, but the friggin' stupid freak gets the win with his freak accident thing.
The freak accident. Yeah, this is problematic. A quick Google search will kind of lead you to understand that it's problematic. And right now, there sort of seems to be nothing that separates him from the other, like, big guys. Like, Lars and Braun, put them right beside each other. I'm just like, same dude. Like, neither one of them has that, like, discernible personality beyond wanting to just cause destruction.
Yeah, and people don't hate Braun Strowman.
At least people don't hate Braun Strowman. You might be like,
even his
whatever.
peers, I don't think like Lars Sullivan. So.
It sort of seems as though, fuck, who knows? I guess if you had to choose between, like, Lars Sullivan and Jackson Riker, I mean, God, maybe. Which way? Like, if I had to choose with a gun to my head, maybe I would choose Lars Sullivan. But, God, the match was fine though, I think.
I mean, yeah, it was short. It was sweet.
Yeah, it just didn't stand out.
Well,
as
it wasn't
anything.
sweet. It was just short.
It didn't stand out as anything special.
Yeah, I mean, it was. If they have to, then this is enough. This is enough.
Yes, exactly.
But then we do get a final send-off match for New Day as a 3-pack. But I guess you got to count it, right? For Xavier and Kofi.
I mean, I would count it for Xavier and Kofi.
I mean, I'm asking you.
Just because there was no need for this. You know?
I guess out of respect.
Out of respect, of course. But hey, the Brand Invitational doesn't include
No,
respect.
if you want to mark it down, mark it down. That's what I'm saying.
Marking it down, baby.
I'm not keeping score on this. I deal with the 24/7 title.
Yeah, you're the 24/7 guy. I'm the Brand Invitational guy.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, we're kind of covering all the nonsense.
We do our best.
Exactly.
We do our best.
Yeah.
But this is it. New Day taking on Sheamus, Cesaro, Nakamura. The 3-pack. They cut a big promo before the match. They're all emotional about being split up. 6 years and all the moments, the triumphs, the tears. They are crying a little bit. But then we get a match. Good match. Haven't seen them all together. Haven't even cause they've been out, so it's been like an actual year since we've had them all. But they look good. Good match. New Day hit their finisher with Big E one last time. Pick up the win.
It's 6 years ago this team formed and truly elevated the tag division, changed the tag division, cemented their place in the history of it all.
As one of the best of all time.
One could say.
Teams.
One could say, and I think certainly this was a better send off than maybe just having them kind of flounder apart or whatever. But that being said, they won't be apart for long. This is I think it's Big E's time to kind of move to the front of the circle or front of the line.
And they didn't break up. They just kind of split them up a little bit.
Exactly, because if this was WWE like women's booking logic, we would have to break them up. And for no reason. You can't just have them stop going in matches together. You have to break them up.
Yeah. But Daniel Bryan is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Making his debut in the Thunderdome. It was still the Performance Center when he left. So.
Yeah, it still was. It still was. The other day, I rewatched that Kofi Daniel Bryan WrestleMania match. It was on. They've uploaded it for free on the network, or not the network, on YouTube there.
Ah, excellent. Still holds.
Oh, still.
It was only a year ago. It was great.
It was a year and a bit ago, I guess. At this point, fucking still holds up. When they keep cutting, back to more people backstage checking out the TV.
Oh yeah, crowding around.
Oh yeah, and I was like, so I'm pausing it. Oh yeah, everybody in that little backstage area has like a different excitement level on their face, right? Like everyone's excited with different expressions on their face. It is a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, excellent match. But Brian's here. He's pumped. Bree and Birdie, they're watching from the Thunderdome.
Doesn't he have a new kid?
Yeah, I guess the kid was sleeping, the other one. But Brian's just hyping up the matches for tonight and all the new guys on the roster he's looking forward to mixing it up with when Seth Rollins interrupts. But his graphics, they still said Monday Night Messiah, so they need to update that. But
yeah, what did you come up with last week?
Friday Night Father.
That was something like that, which was also pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I saw somewhere along the lines he called himself the savior of SmackDown. So
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Anyways, he's being his old cocky heel self, and he's like, "Hey, Brian, which side of history do you want to be on? You want to be with me, against me?" And Brian says, I'm all about the better future, saving the planet, but your vision, self-indulgence, kind of dumb. So Seth's insulted. He cheap shots Brian, starts to beat him up, but Brian fights back, and Seth just kind of runs away. But as he's trying to retreat up the ramp, Dominic and Ray come out. They block him. So Brian's just like, all yours, boys. And then, Murphy comes running out. He looks like he's going to help Rollins, but then he just beats the shit out of him. And, so Rollins leaves, and Murphy offers a handshake to the Mysterios, but they don't accept it. They're not there yet.
Not there yet. I wonder what happened for both of these, because it really feels like the Mysterio Rollins saga. Like, we're just moving it over to SmackDown now. Like, I wonder what happened for us to move both of those, because those are two huge pieces with one pretty long-ass story that hasn't stopped. I wonder what led to the whole thing being moved over to SmackDown.
I don't know. I guess they wanted to move one. They're like, well, we got to move them all because we're not done with this yet. So
yeah, no, it is just curious. Yeah, of course, the Fiend moved over to Raw, so we kind of lost a top guy there. And
yeah. I think at some point throughout the shows there was like Zoom calls with Goldberg or some other stuff like that.
Yeah, it was Goldberg.
Yeah, I don't remember what he said. I think they still kind of want to go back to that Roman Reigns Goldberg that they never had, that they were supposed to at WrestleMania.
What, do we need it?
I mean, I don't, but I think Vince just wants that spear versus spear that he was supposed to have.
Yeah, what is it with the spear versus spear that everybody wants to see? Like, what I want to see is a 22-minute Roman Reigns match where I hear him telling a story. I don't want to see Roman Reigns go spear, spear, spear 90 seconds. Are we not past that?
Don't do it at WrestleMania. If you want to do it at like TLC.
Do it at a fucking house show. I don't care.
Away. Well, yeah, and I think there was also another Bianca Belair vignette, but my video got like cut off, so I didn't really get to see it.
Oh, I think I missed that one.
Did you see a Bianca thing? Yeah. Anyways, there was a SmackDown tag title match. Street Profits defended against Rude and Ziggler, but it was just a stupid little match. DQ, double team.
Classic DQ. Classic DQ.
Yeah, but then we have a contract signing between Sasha Banks, Bayley for their title match at Hell in the Cell, mediated by Adam Pearce.
Adam Pearce, who was like a guy, apparently.
He does every damn job you need.
No, I don't even mean in the present, like in the past. Adam
like
Pearce, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know much about him other than, he was a wrestler.
Fuck, what did I swear to God, like it was something, he had won a title before and I was just blown. It was something like, like he's an NWA five-time NWA heavyweight champion.
Wow.
And I was just like, what? This guy? No, well, I mean, I've been a big fan. I've liked Adam Pearce this whole time. But he's actually a five-time NWA champion, which I guess if we, sort of similar to that kind of Ric Flair logic, that would mean that he's a five-time world champion. He's never won in the WWE or any other of the major promotions, but, kind of he is in that lineage.
I mean, but he probably didn't. It's weird because they wouldn't count any of the newer NWA champs as that. There's like a cutoff point.
Oh, there is a cutoff. Oh, maybe I guess when Vince bought the history, like that's where the cutoff point is.
I don't know. Probably like when NWA absorbed with TNA and all this other, because TNA had the NWA title.
Okay.
Their history's confusing, but
hey, I get it.
Adam Pearce, though, he can take a bump. We know that now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know.
One of these days he's going to get put through a table.
One of these days he's going through a table.
But the contract signing, Sasha Banks was looking great here with this nice red dress. Looks like she's ready to go to an award show or something. Red carpet. Just not used to seeing her out of the ring gear. It was cool. But Sasha's not fooling around. She just signs the contract right away and says, I've been waiting for this moment a long time. You just want to be done with me and continue your record-breaking reign, but I'm not going to, friends, you turned your back on me. I could have turned on you years ago, but Hell in a Cell, I'm going to end you. So I'm Sasha Banks. My name is bigger than your title. So she got her good there. Bayley leaves the ring without signing, but Sasha says you will sign that contract one way or another.
Yeah, whether or not the contract is signed, I wonder if has a match ever not happened the night of because the heel didn't sign the contract? Has that ever been like a kayfabe thing?
Not that exact reason, but there have been matches that have been promoted and promised that they just pull the shoot on.
Shit. Hopefully this is not that.
No, I mean, they couldn't do that. This match is too hyped up. And they still have one more episode of SmackDown, so she can sign it.
She can still sign it.
I mean, she can pull the Roman Reigns and wait till the cell's fucking lowering.
Wait. Is Hell in a Cell this weekend?
It is this Sunday.
Oh my god! This is Crown Royal. This is Crown Jewel all over again. Oh my god! Well, okay, we're back. We're back.
No, it's been fairly spaced out.
No, it has been. It has been. What was our last one?
Well, the last WWE one was the Clash Gold Rush.
Clash Gold Rush.
A month ago now.
Yeah. I guess that's a good point. That's a good point. But we have had Takeover and Okay.
And Full Gear around the bend, but this Hell in a Cell this Sunday.
Fantastic. I'm on the ball.
But the main event of the evening, we do have that invitational Roman Reigns defending his Universal title against Braun Strowman. And this is the first time the Universal title's ever been defended on SmackDown. So, hey.
Is that true?
That's a fact.
I guess it's been held by pretty much just non-performers and The Fiend.
Yeah, when it comes to SmackDown.
When it comes to SmackDown, at least, yeah.
So, anyways, we get a heavyweight match. Both men getting their licks in. Reigns hits a spear, but Braun kicks out. And then we start to see some new styles from Reigns, some rare submission work from Roman as he applies this big guillotine choke and just brings Strowman down to the mat, chokes him out.
What?
Braun chokes Braun out. Yeah. Michael Cole calls it a tap out, but it was clearly a choke out. Michael Cole fucked up.
Classic.
But the Tribal Chief is retained. And after the match, Jey Uso comes out, and Reigns just continues to beat down Strowman with a chair, saying like, "Hey, this is gonna be you, Uso."
It's gonna be you, Uso.
So Uso gets in the ring. Roman gives him the chair and just turns his back. He's like, "Come on, hit me." But he doesn't. So Reigns turns around and he gives him a good smack in the face. He smacks Roman, hits him with a super kick. Then he picks up the chair and beats the shit out of Roman with it. So officials come pouring out. They pull Jey away, but when he's restrained, Reigns hits him with a Superman punch, the sucker punch to stand tall at the end of the show. But just another great angle between those two.
If there's one of the shining stars or, best programs of the Kovitude era, this, being in the Thunderdome lets us hear Roman and Jey tell the story. Where there's no, you couldn't play that on live TV because, half the arena wouldn't know what the fuck's going on. Just the way in which they're sort of in the ring and talking without a microphone.
Yeah.
Definitely a huge, bright spot on all of this is just kind of, and Michael Cole finally taking a step back, motherfucker. Just, you don't have to talk for you can do 30 seconds without talking and just let Roman and Jey do it.
Oh, yeah, and there's going to be plenty more of that when they get locked in that cell.
I don't even want to hear Michael Cole's voice once. I just want them to...
Yeah, just cut the mic. Yeah, so they're going to have their own microphone in the ring. For the I Quit thing, they're going to need to...
They're going to need the I Quit stip mic.
Yeah. But that was your season premiere of Friday Night SmackDown.
Season premiere SmackDown, which is great. Fox's Instagram account, they they put out promos and stuff for all the time, and they had some great promo images they've had for this Roman Jey thing going on. Of course, it looks like you can tell just by a photo, and you're like, you guys are family. The way in which these posters are made up is you feel the emotion kind of going through both these competitors.
Yes. Monday Night Raw, shall we?
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
because, why? What's better than one season premiere? And we're talking 2 season premieres.
Yeah, I mean, is there any other show that has like 2 different shows within a show?
Is there a show that has 2 shows? Okay, let's think about that.
I mean, I know there's spin-offs and stuff, but I'm talking like simultaneous universe that's basically the same show.
Yeah, that's tough. Besides, like, they have shows like the Green Arrow and the Flash. Like, those are both, like, the same company makes both of them and then continues to make them, but it's not like it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's unique.
Very much
unique.
so.
But we've also got a unique new intro for Raw, some kind of hip hop song or something.
Yeah, is this a new song? We're 1 year in.
It's a new song. Yeah, I have no idea who or what, but whatever.
Because we just replaced it with the ba 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 ba.
Yeah.
Ba 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 ba.
SmackDown still has AC/DC. They didn't switch it. I mean, Vince isn't going to change that. But anyways,
AC/DC's #1 fan. Don't tell Vince McMahon that AC/DC's done. Don't tell him.
They have a new album. One of them died. They still got a new album.
Wait, what? No.
Malcolm Young's dead.
Yeah, Malcolm Young's dead. Brian Johnson is deaf, and the drummer's in prison for trying to hiring a hitman to kill his wife.
Well, a new album just came out.
Angus and a bass player.
Yeah. I have no idea what it is, but the rock and roll train's not as hyped this time around.
Seriously not.
But anyways, here's Raw. The commentary team's kicking things off, hyping it all up. When they get interrupted by the red lights and the screeching sounds of The Fiend. But it's Alexa Bliss in the ring. And she just says, Monday Night Raw. He's here. Let him in. And then The Fiend comes out, makes his entrance. He gets in the ring, stands beside Bliss. They're holding hands. But then the music switches over. So I think Retribution finally have an entrance theme now. We hear something. And they all just start coming out. They surround the ring, led by Mustafa Ali. They get inside the ring, but Fiend and the Bliss, they're the Fiend and Bliss, they're just staring off into the horizon, unfazed. So Ali signals for the group to attack them, but then the lights just shut off and back on, and the 2 of them are gone. So the Hurt Business come out. They brawl with Retribution. And yeah, Hurt Business are the ones that stand tall out of everything.
out of the it wasn't quite a mess, but it
was just I'll take any Fiend Bliss. I like it.
Yeah, well, we gotta start somewhere here. And of course, getting off to a great start. But not the best way to get off or to start for Mustafa Ali and Retribution. They were defeated, wiped out by the Fiend. Kind of feels like I don't know. Is this? I hope Retribution isn't an act that's just destined to constantly be beaten down.
Yeah, because they jump right into a match against the Hurt Business, and then T-Bar taps out to Lashley just like that.
It was so weird. It was so weird because I thought T-Bar is Dijakovic, right? No, T-Bar is okay.
No, Dijakovic. Yeah.
He's
like the big tough guy.
Yeah, exactly. Why? It sort of feels like Dominic Dijakovic shouldn't lose. Like nobody in. I don't know. I mean,
the team shouldn't even lose yet, right?
Exactly.
But,
yeah.
I don't know. This could be like a Survivor Series program they could build up to, but
Retribution.
I don't know. Neither team should really. Yeah, neither team should be losing much right now. So I don't know what they're doing, but then the lights shut out again, and the Fiend returns to beat up Retribution, and he's able to handle all 4 men by himself, just looking like a beast. And then he stares down.
So the Fiend did what Retribution couldn't.
Yeah.
Great.
But he's supernatural.
I mean, I guess he is the Fiend. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But, everyone has their ups and down weeks.
Of course. But
then the Fiend just stares off at the Hurt Business who are watching from the ramp. And then Bliss appears on the Tron and says, "Let me in," with the Fiend's voice overlaid.
Let me in. Let me in.
It was more of a, "Let me in."
Let me. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. It wasn't her voice. It was just her face. But let's go to AJ Styles, who comes out, and he's got a new manager. Now that Raw Underground seems to be dead and forgotten, the bouncer had to get himself a new job, and his name is Jordan. Something else. I'm just gonna call him Jordan Omogbehin.
Yeah, I think it was Jordan Omogbehin.
Yeah, I'll just call him
it was
Jordan.
very like a quick one.
But I Googled it to get his real. He is a legit 7'2.5" tall tower of a man. Not some 6'7" guy. You say he's 7. This is the real deal. And goddamn, did he look big next to AJ.
AJ, who isn't the tallest guy to begin with.
But still, you know.
Exactly. Like taller,
around an average
taller
man,
than
maybe
us.
taller
than us, for sure.
Yeah, but this guy looked like 2 feet taller than him. And, you know, just looking sharp. He had a beautiful custom suit on. He's not buying
He had a
anything
cool
off the
chain.
rack.
He had a chain on the other side of his turtleneck.
He looked like a giant Suge Knight. He had the beard and everything.
Big old Suge Knight 7'2" Suge Knight coming in here. Yeah, like you said, as AJ Styles' bodyguard, because like you said, Raw Underground may be over, but Mike, as you certainly know, it's not forgotten. I will never forget for the rest of my life. I will never forget Raw Underground.
Yeah, but I mean, this man, like, even if you just want to have him standing there, I can see why, because it really is impressive just seeing this Jordan guy.
Exactly, yeah. And AJ Styles has always sort of had a guard with him.
Yeah.
You know, he's had the OC, and he had somebody just recently who I can't remember. Anyways.
Yeah, AJ's cutting a promo, talking shit, so Matt Riddle comes out to interrupt. And they added some new slow-mo effects during his entrance. Did you see that when he did his little flip-flop thing?
I did not, no.
Just like went slow-mo. Like,
oh.
Mid-thing. Anyways. Yeah. The ref rings the bell to start the match, but Big Jordan's just standing there, not leaving. And the ref's like, come on, guys. I already rang the bell. Just get him out of here. But Jordan's just standing there. The ref's going to DQ. He's going to count to 5, but Jordan just grabs his hand, and he says, I'll leave. Fine. I don't know. He just leaves. So for the rest of the match, every time Matt Riddle's in control, he just Jordan walks near and he just gets scared. Riddle falls back. He falls onto his back, and I don't know. We just get some back and forth wrestling in the ring. You know, AJ and Riddle, they're good together, but eventually, yeah, just more Jordan stuff. He walks over to Riddle, raises his clenched fist, and that just terrifies Riddle, so he jumps in the ring, eats a big drop kick, and a Styles clash. And that's the end.
A Styles clash. I feel like he doesn't use that much as a finisher anymore. Or I feel like that was the first time I've seen it in a long time.
Yeah, he doesn't use it quite as often.
Yeah, but it is
excellent.
It is a great move, and having this big old bodyguard Jordan. Yeah, that's great for kind of both guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, I heard Jordan is not a very good wrestler, but he can learn some things, stick to simple stuff. I'm sure he's better than Khali already because he can at least like walk.
Yeah, he's gonna put someone through he's gonna put someone through the announcer's desk very, very soon.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, they're Asuka taking on Lana for the Raw Women's Championship. I was looking forward to it. My wrestler of the week last week. Mm-hmm. Did you watch any of that clip of Lana shooting? I
did not, but I know it meant a lot for you.
Well, if you did, you would have watched it, but that won't not.
Yeah, no, I can always go back. I can always go back.
I know, it's too late. It doesn't matter. Once again, Lana, though, they give her a little screen time, but I really liked what they gave her here. Only a few minutes, but I think she's turning babyface, though, slowly. I'm rooting for her. Yeah,
well, there aren't many women on the roster which are like one way or the other. Everyone just sort of, it's like all the women are mid-carders. Nobody is like explicitly bad or explicitly good.
Nobody is ready for Asuka.
Well, yeah, exactly. She's just the best.
At the moment. But Lana gets a couple near falls, gives Asuka more of a fight than she thought. Samoa Joe was surprised. He's killing it. But then Lana goes for a nice pinfall attempt, but Asuka reverses it into the Asuka lock. Lana has to tap out. But then Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler come out, attack both women, and for the 5th time, Nia Jax Samoan drops Lana through the announce table. But I want that image on a t-shirt.
Of her going through the table?
Yeah, just Lana. It's become such a thing.
Yeah, it's this was a weird. This one just feels weird to me in terms of like when you think about that, like kind of what is long-term booking or whatever, right? To have Lana get a surprise win during a battle royal or whatever it was fantastic, right? That was actually the swerve. But then to have her being treated like she's been treated the last 2 months, that to me is like, oh, did which one of those things didn't have to happen? Could we have had another performer win the Battle Royal and then not get put through a table? Or did it have to be Lana so Lana could get put through a table?
I think it was for more than just the table.
Okay.
I think it did help give her some slight elevation.
Oh, of course. But like, I think when I think of a woman in not necessarily in need of elevation, but so close to elevation, like what if Peyton Royce won that Battle Royal last week? Right? She gets to have a championship match on television. Let's say she has a good match and then does not get put through a table. Would we be in the same position as we would be right now?
It's hard to say.
With this Raw Women's title scene, would things be any different?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too.
But yeah, Asuka needs. She hasn't had a big opponent in a little while.
No, she hasn't. I mean, who was she with at Mania? Was that Asuka?
That was still Becky.
That was still Asuka Becky.
No, that was Becky Baszler.
That was Becky Baszler. I can't remember who Asuka was up against then.
She was. I don't even think she was in the title picture.
Yeah, she wasn't. She wasn't.
Tag champ, Kabuki Warriors.
Kabuki Warriors, maybe that makes sense. And then of course she was given the belt through the Money in the Bank championship or contract. This time around, we have not seen that great Asuka match like we got before. We had Asuka Charlotte one time. Remember the Asuka Charlotte Becky, that ladder match that fucking burned the house down?
Yeah, that was awesome.
We haven't had something on that level. And of course, those are three of the best women in the world. But we haven't seen her have a match on that level yet.
Yeah, we want more
in due time.
But then Nia and Shayna are out there. They're cutting promos, talking shit. But then other teams start coming out. So Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke.
Yeah, they're a team. They're a team. Mandy Rose, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan. Okay, they're a team. So we have two people coming down to the ring they're kind of like a team. They've worked together before. They sort of have a similar aesthetic. That's great. That's great. I hope there aren't any more teams because I feel like if there was one more team to come out, that may be too many.
Well, you mentioned Peyton Royce, and there's a reason she couldn't be in that Asuka feud because they had big plans for her.
Why is that, Mike? What were the big plans that they had for her?
Well, they wanted to break her out of her tag team to put her in another tag team.
Oh, my God.
With Lacey Evans for no good reason.
Oh, my Lord. Like, okay, so now we're back to just me wondering what the fuck's going on. I mean, is Lacey a better performer than Billie Kay? Let's say yes. Like, you have to go with what they may be thinking, right? What are these other people thinking? Lacey is a better performer than Billie. We like Peyton, therefore Peyton and Lacey.
But I thought the whole point was for Peyton to be singles star.
And they had a name. Like, the Iconics was a name.
It was everything.
It
was a brand.
Out of these four teams in this Fatal 4-Way match, which I believe was for the title, only one of them had a fucking name.
Yeah. The champs don't have shit. They don't have a stupid name.
Like, I feel like a tag team should have a name.
Yeah.
Right?
Sasha Bailey had a name. They had two names for when they were heels and baby.
That's a real New Japan thing. If you look on that IWGP tag belts, every team, or nearly every team, has a name, at least so they could put it on a shirt and maybe they'll sell 50 shirts. It's like that kind of... I think it's the Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi are the Golden Lovers. Mm-hmm. They won it. They held the belt for like 90 days or something. Not too significant, but they gave them a name so they can put it on a shirt. That's great. Just fucking give them a name, put it on a shirt. That's great.
So you'd buy a Nia Shayna shirt?
I'm not saying this shirt. I'm not saying I would buy this particular shirt.
If you're good enough, you get a shirt. Nikki
I
Cross and Bliss got a shirt.
Who can make shirts? Pending had shirts. It can't be that difficult to make a shirt.
Anyone can make a shirt.
Anyone can make a shirt.
But mass production is a whole nother thing.
Right.
Yeah, I was just happy to get some tag women's action. So, but the team was stupid. Lacey Evans and Peyton Royce. Come on, let's just get a trade. Billie Kay. But the match doesn't even matter. Nia Jax hits Lacey with a Samoan drop, gets the win.
Weird. How long do we think they've held these these titles for?
I think they won them at Payback, which was a week after SummerSlam. So I'm going to say since August 20. It's been about 2 months.
August 30th. We're at 53 days right now.
Yeah. Hopefully not too much longer.
But it seems like there's literally no legitimate competition though.
I mean, they could be in a week though if they just put people together.
And that's what I guess is the who knows nature of it would be 2 weeks and then you can create a legitimate threat. Or there is no threat, therefore the championship reign just kind of lingers.
Let's go to NXT for a while, like we've been asking.
Why not? Yeah, or pull from it. Yeah, fucking take those. Why not?
Like the belts, people like Shotzi and them who can't get the other title yet, give them something to go for.
And it's not like the rest of the women's roster is particularly blowing us away right now. Short of the performers who we do see out there, the Asukas, the Sashas, the Baileys, the Alexa Bliss. I'll throw her into that category, because she's
got a whole other thing going on.
She's got a whole other thing going on. I mean, who's the best performer outside of those? God.
Let's go on.
Thank you.
Elias is out here for his performance. He's got a whole band. He's got his electric guitar. He's got keyboard players, drummers, everything.
And as soon as I saw this, I was so worried because taking an electric guitar over the back is probably a lot worse than an acoustic guitar over the back. I've never taken either, but I was just thinking of the bump to come.
Yeah, it's definitely heavier duty. But he's here to play some tracks off his new album, which drops in just a week or two. The Universal Truth.
Yeah, I'm going to have to listen to that when it comes out.
Yeah, so he's kind of doing some rock gospel kind of shit here.
I'm not sure what the vibe is.
Yeah, because it wasn't like it wasn't like all heelish in nature. Some of it was just like a song called Amen, and I don't know. It was like a Top of the Pops lip sync going on here.
Yeah, I wonder where.
I don't think anyone was actually playing anything. I think they were all just
kind of lip syncing playing.
Yeah, lip syncing, lip playing, woman backup vocalists doing their thing. So he plays a couple tracks, and then when he's done, some hot shot in this black hoodie comes up, picks up the guitar, and just plays a little spicy little lick. And Elias is just like, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" So this guy lowers his hood. It's Jeff Hardy. He takes a swing at Elias, knocks him down, stands tall. Did he break the guitar on him? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so. I think
no one broke the guitar.
I think, he threw something else over him. I guess this would be, we need to call it back to why this is happening in the first place, right? And Michael Cole, or not Michael Cole, whoever does it, Tom Phillips? Tom Phillips tries to, give us the, if you will remember, back in October, or, whenever it was, whenever this accident happened.
DUI incident.
It is nice to see, at least, let's call it back.
Yeah, I mean, there's some reason for it.
There's some reason for it, and even just kind of going into it, the surprise attack like this feels that much more legitimate just because there is something that happened in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that Elias. It's nice to
Elias.
But Ms. Morrison are backstage when Tucker approaches them, and he's all pissed off still about splitting up him and Otis and Mandy, but Tucky says he's going to find a partner tonight and ruin their lives. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But then there was a quick Kofi Kingston versus Sheamus. I think Kofi beats him.
Kofi wins. Mike, just to get it on the record right now, which brand is Sheamus on?
I don't even know. I think he's on Raw.
I think he's on Raw, right? So
I think this is clean.
A few days before, we did have the New Day, all three members of the New Day taking on Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and...
oh, yeah. Sheamus.
Boom! This is the best season premiere ever. This is like a season premiere of a show where, the main character gets shot in the head. This is 24 Season 2, baby. We are going places.
24 Season 2? Was that a big season for the show?
Oh, yeah. Remember the, the guy who does the Allstate commercials? like the that's all states stand. Anyways, he was the president of the show who gets elected in season 1, and then there's like a plot on his life, and then Jack Bauer saves the day. Season 2, like first 3 minutes of the episode, fucking sniper to the side of the head. It's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know very little about 24.
It's pretty good. There's like a few. It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. Alicia Cuthbert's in it.
Yes, she is. There's also
Is she the daughter? Is she Bauer's daughter?
Yeah, she's Kiefer Sutherland, Jack Bauer's daughter.
Yeah. Backstage we go. Mustafa Ali's hanging with Retribution. Cuts a promo on Hurt Business and, same sort of thing. Creating chaos. And he starts talking about all the shit he did. All I need is a laptop, a cell phone. One click, I can make your world crumble. That's right. I was watching everyone backstage. He's the one that learned all the little secrets. He was the mysterious hacker on SmackDown.
Finally, it is revealed, and we all thought it. Whether he was actually or we're just saying it, I still like to think he was the hacker.
Well, he came right out and said he was.
You know what I mean.
So, but this, I'm glad we got the closure here. Yeah. Much like the spider in the cage, this is still better. But I'm glad we got the result.
I forgot about the. I forgot about what's in the cage.
Yeah, what's in the cage? So that's him. He's the hacker. He just wanted the world to know that this place is corrupted and greedy and good people being forgotten. So he found them. He united them, and that's Retribution.
Fantastic. I like these. Yeah. I like the Mustafa Ali pre-filmed, kind of one camera promos.
He's good at that.
He's fantastic at these. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go backstage. Titus O'Neil approaches the Hurt Business. He thinks he'd make a great addition to the group. And MVP's like, all right, let me confer. So then he talks to the group, comes back, says, we in business. And he's like, all right. But they're like, nope, we meant we as in us. And they just beat up Titus.
Poor Titus.
Yeah, but he's not on that level. But then we get Miz Morrison taking on Tucker and mystery opponent. But Tucker says he found one of the world's premier luchadors, El Gran Gordo. And out comes this very large man in a pink lucha mask, making his WWE debut. So if you were thinking this was some sort of invitational, you're dead wrong.
This is
the record show. This is Gran Gordo.
This is WWE debut.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Of course, no. And also, as soon as I saw this, by the way, you know who I felt very bad for? And just tell me if you also felt bad for. I felt really bad for Otis. Remember Otis? He's over there on SmackDown. He's the Money in the Bank champion. I feel really bad for him. So he gets split up from his girlfriend, gets split up from his best friend, and then the week later, his best friend has a new best friend, and his girlfriend has a new best friend. I feel so bad. Imagine you're Otis, you're watching Monday Night Raw, then all of a sudden you see Tucker, your best friend, inviting some new performer out to the ring. I would be hurt.
Well, it's to battle his enemy though, his number one.
I guess that's a good point, but I would still, it would still hurt a little bit.
I get it because later on Mandy gives him a ham and stuff, so. But anyways, the match here, Gordo, he gets the hot tag. He's running wild, doing a couple lucha moves. Tom Phillips makes a Billy Madison reference, calling him the revolting blob. Remember that guy?
I don't.
The teacher.
Oh, yeah, that movie.
It was his dirty secret. He killed a man by sitting on him. But mid-match, R-Truth comes running out. He's getting chased by Gulak Tozawa. And then back in the ring, Gordo hits, I'm calling it the tequila worm, followed by the torta bomb to get the win.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, a mess, but
is this a one-time thing? Is he signed? What's going to happen with
fuck, who knows? I mean, and it stinks having something as the Money in the Bank briefcase is the wild card of the entire roster. Right, and it is that
doesn't feel like it.
When
these days,
when do we? Yeah, these days, right? And that can go back to I don't know what Corbin lost it.
It's been a good while since we had a really great Money in the Bank.
Exactly. Remember that time where Carmella just held on to it for 3/4 of the year, and then
she cheated, and then she had to win it back,
and then she had to win it back,
and
then
bullshit.
There was Asuka received the belt as her championship. I think somebody else. There was the Roman. it was Roman and Brock, maybe Roman and Braun, where like the match was pre-planned. It was his contract match.
Yeah, and then the match didn't even have a conclusive finish.
Yeah,
Brock ruined it.
I think it was that one.
Yeah. No, there hasn't been a good, solid cash-in. Like, all the memorable ones have been, like, 10 years ago.
Exactly, yeah. We haven't had the, and it might be one of the best, but we haven't had the Seth Rollins running down the ramp at WrestleMania thing. And of course that is tough to compare to, but we haven't had something on that level.
Well, even the Zigglers, the Edges, the CM Punks.
Or the greasy Trips giving a pedigree to Daniel Bryan so Randy Orton can get the easy pin. Like, we haven't had that motherfucker. We haven't had a huge kind of moment like that. I hope we do. I hope we can return to that one day.
Yeah, I mean, the lunchbox, it's in play. Hopefully, at this point, just let Miz get it because he can do more.
It's in play, but I think we're at the point, it sort of feels like on...
we're like halfway through. That's 6 months. The thing only lasts a year.
And it feels like we're at the point on both brands where Otis is not a legitimate competitor for Roman or Drew.
No.
Who is?
No way.
I don't think there are many people.
No, but someone like The Miz trying to cash in on Drew is more believable.
Yeah, a heel cashing in and losing. I would almost like to see like a big man. If I think of somebody who could maybe compete with either of those two competitors, my mind's going to Keith Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like a guy who is as strong as Drew while being as fast, being like the ability to sell and work a match like Roman. Keith Lee's got it all. Can we just fucking say that?
And the body type of Otis.
And the body type of Otis, So if it's wearing the same kind of singlet type thing.
Hey, if they could figure out what the fuck to do with Keith Lee, we'd all be happier.
Seriously. Let's keep moving on though.
Yeah, let's go on to the Firefly Funhouse here, where we got a cardboard box full of Fiend mementos, and he's all excited to be on Raw, make some new friends. When the puppets, they all chime in here. Ramblin' Rabbit reveals he's got a wife and kids, and he gets eaten by Mercy again. And then we hear some giggling and a knock at the door. Who could that be? Is it? Oh, it is. It's Alexa Bliss. She's finally here in the funhouse. She's got her pigtails on. She's got her torn up Freddy Krueger sweater. And she just says the fun's just getting started. So yowie wowie.
She figured out how to get there. Seth Rollins made it there one time.
Well, his wasn't real.
Oh, okay.
She's actually in the funhouse. He just made it
in
to
the
set.
Firefly funhouse. She didn't crash the set.
No.
Yeah.
I want to see more. I hope like next week she gets like a little. I can picture her being like the big comfy couch. Remember the clown?
Oh yeah, she had blue hair or no?
Yeah.
Blue dress maybe.
Just being like that, kind of like uppity, and then she'll go do her little clock stretch.
Oh yeah.
TikTok clock stretch.
I remember that. Yeah.
I don't know, but that was it for them. And then the man we were just talking about, Keith Lee, is taking on Braun Strowman, and they're having a slugfest. Lee's in control. He's looking to hit that spirit bomb. He's got Braun between his legs, but then Braun just headbutts him right in the balls. Follows it up with a big boot. Gets a 3.
No.
So Keith Lee, the terrible booking continues for Keith Lee. It's awful. And then right after, Lee just goes over, kicks Braun in the balls, and says, "That's what you get." So I guess they'll fight again. But
yeah, what sucks about this is because Keith Lee is not a big man. I mean, he is a huge.
Well, he is a
huge man, but he is not the way that a Big Show or a Braun fights a match.
Yeah, he's so much more.
He is so much more than just that, and I worry that Vince sees a big guy and he's like, "Yep, you're a big guy." Yeah. Like if Braun would be Braun would be on the main event right now if he had the skills of Keith Lee, the agility, the quickness, even the ability on the mic. I think Vince sees a big guy and he's like, "Yep, you're a big guy."
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been night and day the way Keith Lee's been presented in NXT versus this.
Which really, I guess, so does that show, I mean, what does that show? Is that how Vince sees performers versus how Trips and Shawn Michaels Vince and the other guy, Matt Bloom, how they see.
Yeah.
Is that the difference right there? Is that what we're seeing?
I think so. I think, we've all known that Vince is an old rickety man.
Of course.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's set in his ways, and right now I guess he doesn't watch NXT because he would have known that Keith Lee was fine.
Like, it sort of has been like, okay, just keep that going.
Yeah. Like, why not? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been the worst, probably the worst call-up of the year, guaranteed.
Oh, that should be a shootie. Best and worst call-up.
We could.
But that's exactly it. I mean, the Keith Lee we're seeing right now is not the Keith Lee that we had at Survivor Series last year, who gives that badass spirit bomb to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And when he props him up almost like on his shoulder blade, so like Roman's ass is in his face, just like the way he lands and the way Roman kicks out, it's just, that match was huge, and I don't think Keith Lee has done anything on the main roster even comparable to that.
No,
that's Survivor Series
match. Probably only like a third of the people watched NXT that watch Raw, so they have no idea why they should give a shit about Keith Lee if he hasn't done a damn thing.
So weird.
On Raw.
So weird.
Yeah, I don't get it. But Randy Orton comes out to cut a promo. They lower the cell structure there, and he's inside just talking. And I don't know. But, they've already said it all in this feud. There's not much more they can say. Orton's had 7 Hell in a Cell matches to Drew's 0. So Randy's got that going for him. But eventually Drew comes out. He wants a piece of Randy, but the cage is locked. But luckily, Drew finds a pair of bolt cutters nearby. He cuts off the chain to get in the cell. Randy's got a chair. He's ready to defend. And we go off air.
I think that was really cool. I thought that was really cool.
It was a unique ending. Don't give it all away.
And, and like, there's nothing more to be said. Like you had just said, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this was intentional. Like, there's been, like in the old WCW days, they would have to go off the air earlier and they would fuck up angles by missing stuff, but this was planned.
And yeah, that was also what I heard online. Did they run out of time accidentally? I don't think so. The way that Drew stared down the barrel of the camera as the little logo came up in the bottom corner of the screen.
I think it was all, that's what they meant. You're meant to be like, oh shit, what's going to happen? Tune in Sunday to find out.
Very much so. It would almost be like, I would love if the pay-per-view on Sunday starts, like, right there. So Drew just closes the gate, and then the fucking match starts.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, the other week we wanted Murphy to, next Monday Night Raw, he's still hanging there, taking kendo stick shots from the Mysterio family. Like, it happened for 7 days straight. It did not stop.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I liked the way they ended that.
That was your Monday Night Raw.
That was the official premieres of the years.
Seasons. 3 premieres. We've used all sorts of brand invitationals. We're keeping that on check. Mike, do you think about time we take a break?
I think it is.
I think we should take a break. We're going to come back. Of course, we have the Wednesday Night War. We got to talk about Hell in a Cell coming up. And we have some trivia. So stick around.
Stick it.
Let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother, yeah.
Here's your Strokes fun fact of the day. Julian Casablancas, the lead singer and songwriter of the Strokes' father, is notorious potential pedophile and Ivanka Trump's former model agent manager. There you go. His name's John Casablancas.
Oddly enough, I think I saw that somewhere.
You think you knew that? Yeah, well, I mean,
No, just a few days ago I learned it.
Oh, really?
I think
Weird.
maybe, I don't know. Maybe I was listening to that song and someone said it in the comment.
And someone said it. Maybe that could be it.
Like, did you know?
DYK that, hey, I got another did you know? I mean, we were just talking about it in the first half of the show. There's only been 3 times a Hell in a Cell match has ended in a no contest. And it was the last 2 times, and two of them were the last 2 Hell in a Cell matches.
So there was The Fiend versus Rollins. There was Roman versus Strowman.
Yeah, and then the other one was in 2002. when it was Kane and Mankind on an episode of Monday Night
Oh,
Raw.
that was like 98, 99.
That was later. It ended in a no DQ.
Steve
when
Austin
Stone
came out.
Cold. Yes.
Yeah, I remember now.
Now you remember.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Hopefully that won't happen on Sunday.
I mean, fucking fingers crossed. We can only hope. Let's get into the second half, though, because the second half is essential for the first half of the show to be the first half.
Yep.
You see what? Right?
Yep.
That makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense, but by the mathematical definitions, they are not equal halves.
That's a good point.
Very rarely.
Very rarely would down to the second. That would be very difficult for us to have a down to the second equal parts first half and second half of the show. Yeah, that would be real tough.
But that's the way it goes, I mean, once you're halfway through watching like a hockey game, doesn't mean the second half's going to take longer or shorter.
Of course, there have been instances of double overtimes where, well, I guess back in the old days, where double overtimes.
Even simply regulation time, with stoppages and fights and all that.
Of course.
But yes, we're here for some trivia today, folks.
Trivia. Woo! Trivia.
Let's get into it, because I have 5 questions for you.
Let me see. I got 1.
No, sorry, 4. I lied.
I got like 10.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
10. I know, and I had to stop myself. So I'll kick things off.
Let's go.
You know what? You asked for it, so you're going to get some. I'm going to give you some Saw trivia.
Saw trivia. Love it.
Yeah.
Just watched number 5 the other day. I have 3 more to go for the month of October.
Well, this is good because I only went to I just had too many questions, so I'm just going to stop.
But 6 is where all the questions are answered if you would have made it one further.
That's part 2, maybe.
Okay.
But this week, I think it only covers, I only cover half the movies on this.
Right on. Okay.
So let's just start with something simple. From the very first Saw movie, of course, the big climactic scene when Dr. Lawrence, is it?
Yes.
Dr. Lawrence has to cut his foot off from the chain. Can you tell me which foot it is that he cuts off?
Oh, which foot? Fuck, yeah. Which foot does he have chained up to the thing? God.
Surely you can picture the scene in your head, but...
Oh,
yeah,
of course. Yeah, he rips off a part of his shirt to do the old stop the blood from flowing, which I'm not sure if it actually works, but if I remember in that situation, that's like my only option, so I'm going to have to choose that. It's a 50-50 choice, I guess.
Yeah. But I'm hoping that you can just know.
God, you know what?
But, I mean, either way, if you guess it, you guessed it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see it off the top of my head, so I'm gonna say.
Well, before I go further,
Okay.
Because I know you will at least know this. This isn't a trivia question, but you can picture which side of the room he's on?
Yes.
Okay. Because maybe that. I mean, I don't know. Does that something? Can you visualize his foot better when I give you that clue?
I can picture exactly where he was located.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it was his right foot.
I'm gonna say that is correct.
Damn. You know what? I wish I could claim a little more credit for that one.
Oh, well, you said damn, but you got it right.
I know, but you know, yeah.
Okay. I know. All right. Let's stick with the first Saw movie here while we're into it. Because, of course, Jigsaw's behind everything, but he was just kind of laying there on the floor the whole time. Spoiler. But what was the name of the man who was doing the shit behind the scenes, behind the glass? What was that character's name?
It was something like Zip. Yeah,
You're very
definitely
close.
Close.
You're very close.
Oh no. What is it?
It's Zep.
Zap.
With an E.
Oh, with an E. With an E. Okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
but you pretty much. I knew it was a unique enough name that you'd remember something.
Yeah, I guess it was Zep's game.
Yeah, he was the one. He worked at the hospital with the. Yeah.
Yeah, with John Kramer.
Anyways, that's your first round.
Damn. Okay. Well, here I'll throw a question for you, Mike, because earlier on in the show we were talking about the PWI list. You know, since 1991, Pro Wrestling Illustrated releases their top 500 wrestlers in the world. In 2008, they made a separate list just for the women. So what we're actually going to do today is take a look at the people with the most number ones. Now remember, this is only since 1991. The criteria in which these performers are judged on are the following: their win-loss record, the championships they've won, the quality of the competition, the major feuds, their prominence within their promotion, and their overall wrestling ability. So let's think about kind of all the factors that would lead towards whoever has the most. So we're going to kind of stop kind of go down. We're going to end with the performer who has the most. So Mike, I'm just going to kick you off. You're going to get 3 clues. You're only going to get 3 clues for each. Okay, because these are prominent performers within the industry. So I think you can get this. Great. So your first performer. They are a 6-time WWE champion. They have won tag championships with Brian Pillman. And they created a catchphrase known by wrestling fans around the world.
I'm going to go with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Yes, you heard.
That's right. I did hear you. Stone Cold has won the PWI #1 wrestler twice in his career, in both 98 and 99.
That's the thing. I mean, by 2001, he was pretty much done. He had such a short but fucking huge fireball of a peak in the main event.
Yeah, huge peak.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I got more for you.
Let's do it.
Let's play a game.
I want to play a game.
All right. Let's go back to the man himself, Mr. Jigsaw. Do you know his name? That's not a question.
John Kramer, of course. It's
John
my
Kramer. Okay, I forgot.
It's my girlfriend's dad's name, so it all works out.
Kramer?
Yeah, they spell the last name.
His name's John Kramer?
Yeah, the last name is spelled Cray.
Okay.
But yeah, John Kramer.
That's cool. But that's not the question.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah, I had a friend whose mom was named Carrie White.
That's cool.
Yeah, Carrie. And she actually looked kind of like her, and she would get all crazy sometimes. Yes, Mr. Kramer, before his death in the film, what was the illness that he was suffering from?
Oh, it's a tumor. I think it's like a tumor on the front part of his brain.
Yeah, brain tumor is good enough for me.
Brain tumor.
Yeah, so that's good. Okay, next question. Which actor plays a police officer who was killed by a lethal weapon when he has his throat slit in Saw 1?
I love this hint, by the way. I think we're talking about Danny Glover.
Yeah, I had to. I'm glad you got that.
I'm glad you threw in a very, very good hint there. I like that.
Yeah. I didn't accentuate it too much, but
not too much.
The clue within the clue. But all right. That was round 2 for you.
Round 2. Okay. Well, here's round 2 for you, because we're still looking at our performers with the most PWI #1s. So our second performer that we're looking for here, they are a Triple Crown champion. They are a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer. And in 1996, they won the Slammy Award for Best Music Video.
Best Music Video. Slammy. And 2-time Hall of Famer. That's a small group.
Very small group.
And what was the third clue?
In 1996, they won the Slammy Award for Best Music Video.
Okay, so there's that clue. There's the Hall of Fame clue. What was the other clue?
They are a Triple Crown champion.
Triple Crown. So not Grand Slam?
Not,
or they could also be a Grand Slam?
I guess they could also be, Triple Crown was the one that I chose to give as a clue.
Okay. Well, the whole music video thing, so they specifically won a Slammy for the music video.
Yes, in 1996.
Yeah, that makes me think of Shawn Michaels because of his whole sexy boy, and he's a 2-time Hall of Famer, right? So I'm gonna go Shawn Michaels.
I guess it was the other Shawn Michaels, because what we were looking for was Bret Hart.
Ah.
He, of course, he's two-time champion. He is the second. He was actually the second Triple Crown champion. And I've never seen the music video. I'm going to check this out because it could be fun for all I know. But he won the award back-to-back, similarly to Stone Cold. He won in 93 and 94.
Well, yeah, I think it was one of those, they did like a cheesy wrestling album where all these wrestlers would make a track.
Oh, that's cool. Like the Chicago Bears.
They did that?
Like they have that, like the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Oh, that. Yeah, I've seen that.
It's like.
But this is like a whole album, though, I'm talking.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Like Hulk Hogan's rapping and fucking Macho Man singing.
Hulk Hogan's playing bass.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go on here. Saw 2. Let's talk some Saw 2 trivia.
Okay.
Detective Matthews, he's the one playing the game. He's everyone's. Well, I guess there's a bunch of people playing the game, but there's games within games all the time in Saw, isn't there?
Of course. There's sometimes at any one point there's like 3 games going on.
Yeah, but Detective Matthews is the one trying to rescue his son, the son of the cop. Do you remember the name of the son?
The kid's name?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Yeah, Eric Matthews is the detective's name.
Yeah.
Fuck. No, I can't.
It's tricky. Yeah, it's tricky. But if you don't get it, you don't get it. It's Daniel.
Daniel Matthews.
Daniel Matthews.
Being a little wuss.
Yeah, a little wuss. All right, another Saw one. Saw 2 one. Saw 2.
1.
Yes, in the opening scene of Saw 2, we see, I think, a nameless character. He's got another bear trap contraption on his head, but the key is lodged behind his eyeball. Mm-hmm. Do you know which eyeball it's behind?
I want to say so. It's his.
So from his.
It's his right. So like when we see him, it's on the left side of his face, but it's his right face.
So you remember this much more clearly than the foot.
I do remember this because they really zoom in on that face.
I mean, that's the one that really, when I'm like, oh, God, imagine having that in your eye.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's out of all the Saw traps, that's one of the one of the tougher ones. It's the individual ones that get me the most. Like the games that they play, those are almost like, okay, I can get past
the group
this.
Ones. Yeah, it's like it's a party game. Come on, guys.
It's kind of like Mario Party, Everyone plays a little bit. It'll be fun.
Yeah, the solo one. But so you're going with right eye?
Right eye.
That is the right answer.
Boom.
All right. All right, I got another. I'll give you one final Saw 2 question because it's here.
Sure.
But it's another one. You just have to know it. Because what is the name of the character who crawls in the furnace and burns to death in Saw 2?
Oh, it was a one. I mean, fuck. All of those characters have one name. Have like one syllable.
Yeah.
Names.
This one's a unique, so I tried to pick a unique name.
Yeah. None of those characters are even given like enough backstory to even have a last name. They're just kind of like Bob. Just like a very quick. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's something like Bob. Bobby.
Think of Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah. One. Not one.
This guy. Yeah, this fucking shaved head dude.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo.
Thing. Is it think Star Wars? Is it like is it Obi?
Obi, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird name, but hey, that's what it is.
Right, because I think his bit was he like brought he drugged everyone and brought them there? I can't.
Yeah, he was like some weird junky ass.
Like
dude.
he was playing his own game to get them there.
Yeah,
and then
someone figured it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic. Next. You ready for your next question?
Indeed.
Okay. So we're still talking PWI top 500s. Your first clue for this next performer. They made their film debut in Sharknado 4. This person is known as the Champ on Xavier Woods' Up, Up, Down, Down channel. And they once were a cover athlete for a WWE 2K video game.
They were in the first Sharknado?
Sharknado 4.
Oh, God. I've only seen the first one. Sharknado 4. They were on the cover of a WWE video game. And the middle clue was?
They are known as The Champ on Xavier Woods' Up, Up, Down, Down channel.
The Champ. I haven't watched Up, Up, Down, Down in a long time. The Champ. Cover of a video game. I mean, Seth Rollins, I think, was on the cover. Because I know he's on Up, Up, Down, Down. AJ Styles, was he on the cover? This is all PWI related.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first clue again?
Sharknado 4.
Sharknado, yeah, that's the one I know about. Fuck. Who the fuck would be in Sharknado? John Cena's above that. He's too good of an actor for that. The video games. Yeah, because I don't... Stone Cold was on the cover. I couldn't have been him. We already did him. Fuck it. I'll just go with... Wait.
Oh, we're waiting.
Okay, give me clues 2 and 3 again.
Okay, they're
And I'll be done.
on Up, Up, Down, Down. Their name is
Yeah.
The Champ,
Yeah.
and they were one of the cover athletes on an edition of WWE 2K.
I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to say Becky Lynch.
You should have gone with the other Becky Lynch, Mike. The answer we're looking for
Seth
was
Rollins.
Seth Rollins,
I don't know why I swerved myself.
who won the award in 2015 and 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have stopped.
No, that was good. No, though I think either one of those two. It was those second two clues. Yeah, who would have been on Up, Up, Down, Down? There's no way Stone Cold would have been on that. There were no way Brock Lesnar is showing up on that. Yeah. Those were or The Rock.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, that was it.
No way, Jose.
No way.
Rest in peace.
Jose. He's not
Yes.
dead.
Well, I mean, basically.
Basically.
All right. Speaking of dead, we've had a lot of victims over the years.
Amen.
Over the years. Why do I mention year? Because I want you to tell me what year was Saw 3 released?
Saw 3. God.
First one would be if you know the first one, you might be able to work.
Now I know that they were like every year there for a bit. So I'm gonna say if the first one, let's say, started early 2000s, maybe like 2003, and then it would have been like Saw 2 was in 4, Saw 3 was in 5. So I'm gonna say 2005.
So close.
No, I'm like a year or two off in one of the directions, right?
Yeah, 2006.
2006.
was Saw 3.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
okay.
And then pretty much, yes, every year after until this recent hiatus that Chris Rock is supposed to fix.
Yes.
There was that.
Fix. There was nothing to fix.
I mean, like fix the break of not having one every
Yes,
year.
of course, yeah.
All right. Saw 4. We haven't talked about that one yet. It's probably one of my least favorites, I think. More so the swerve of the game. Like where he just didn't have to do anything,
Yeah, if you just would have listened and followed the rules.
Yeah. And because he like there was like 0.7 seconds left or something, or I don't know. Anyways, I spoiled the whole movie already. So hopefully the question, can you just tell me the name of that cop protagonist in Saw 4? The one who should have just been patient?
Rigg.
Yeah, Rigg. I'll give you
Officer Rigg.
Lieutenant Daniel Rigg.
Lieutenant.
That's Lieutenant. Yes.
Lieutenant Daniel Riggs.
What's a lieutenant?
I think that's just the way that
People pronounce it?
that's just the way that members of the Commonwealth pronounce it. Yeah. So
Is that
like us, England, probably India, Australia, like anybody that was colonized by Britain would say.
What about Ten Hut? What's that all about?
Ten Hut?
Yeah.
That's either an
Is that
army
supposed to be
or
attention?
that's either an army or a football thing. I'm really not sure.
Oh, I think it's an army thing. But isn't it supposed to just be attention? Like, why do they
Attention.
they just cut out half the letters? Like, Ten Hut.
Maybe.
Ten Hut. All right. Yeah, you got that. You got the Lieutenant Rigg. And I got one final bonus question for you.
Perfect. Lay it on me.
But this one's not Saw related, so
Ah!
See if you can get it. But it's still related to the spooky month stuff, the fun stuff. Because I want to see if you can name 7 characters from the Addams Family.
From the Addams Family.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 characters.
Okay, well, we have...
From the universe. Doesn't, if you, just see what you can do.
The Addams Family Connected Universe?
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, most of them are in the family, so.
Okay, so we have Wednesday. That's the daughter.
Yeah.
We have Uncle Fester, who is the crazy bald uncle.
Of course. Christopher Lloyd.
The tall guy, the butler, is named something like... it's an L. It's an L. I can see it. Kind of like it's like a Linger or Lurch.
Lurch, that is, yes.
Now the son has a name that's kind of like it's a name that really goes with his rotund body size.
Yeah, very much
It's something
so.
like Puggy or Piggly or something like this.
You're very close.
I'm very close. Pugly. I'm gonna say Puggy or Piggly. Yeah, let's go stick with Piggly for that one. So we have Wednesday, Piggly, Uncle Fester, the bald guy. Who could forget Cousin It, the hairy
It.
one?
Yeah, super hair. Everything.
And then the hand had a name, which may have just been like the hand.
Not quite, but pretty close.
Okay. And then I'm blanking on the name of mom and dad though.
Huh.
Yeah.
The mom is quite the looker, I think. She's got a kind of like the Undertaker, a kind of a death
she's
related.
like a little
vibe.
goth girl,
No, I mean name related. I'm giving you a clue.
Oh.
Like the Undertaker is something she could be a.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Nothing yet. Nothing really comes to mind for the mom and dad, but I'm pretty confident on Wednesday, Fester, Cousin It. I'm close on Piggly.
Yeah. I could give you 3.5 right now.
I'm close on Piggly, and then Mr. Hand or the Hand or whatever.
Yeah. I can give you 3.5 out of 7. It's a passing grade.
There's 7. Oh shit. Okay.
Well,
okay.
I asked for 7.
Right,
There's
right.
even more than 7.
Okay, so lay it on me. Who are the ones I'm missing?
Okay, well, it was Pugsley.
Pugsley. I knew I was in the
you're
ballpark. Yeah.
So very close. Then, of course, Morticia, the wife.
Morticia. Yeah,
Yes,
that
the
sounds
vixen.
right.
Gomez, her
Gomez.
fun,
Okay.
sexy father. So that's the main family. Then, the hand is called Thing. Just the thing.
Just the thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that just runs around. And then they have a grandma called Grandmama.
Grandmama. Yeah, that's ringing a bell right now. Yeah.
Grandmama, yeah. And then there's extended more of it. But anyways, yeah. I just watched the movie the other day, so I threw that in.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Great film. Christopher Lloyd. Great job. Nominated for an Oscar for makeup.
Oh, really?
That movie was.
A lot of makeup.
For me. Because they did a really good job.
Mike, are you ready for your final question?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. This next performer. Again, only 3 clues. They were voted into the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame in 2012. In 2007, on CNN, regarding their potential steroid use, they were quoted saying, "I can't tell you that I haven't, but you will never prove that I have." And
In 2007, they said that?
that was in 2007. And finally, this person is the sole recipient, the only person to ever win the Slammy Award for The Hero in All of Us in 2015.
I'm just gonna go with the Superman himself, John Cena.
Well, you would have had to see it coming. We haven't mentioned him this whole time.
Yeah.
That's right. Big Match John is the only person to have taken home the award on 3 separate occasions, 2006, 2007, and then again in 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. So he holds the most PWI top 500s.
Number 1 spot.
Number 1 spot, baby.
Interesting.
And Seth Rollins, Brett, Stone Cold, and also Hunter, which I just didn't include in this trivia, they all hold 2.
So realistically, Seth is probably one of the only guys that can pass him.
Seth, yeah, and Seth is kind of that next guy, or anybody else would have to, win 2 more.
I mean, rookies, any young guys.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
But cool. Daniel Bryan didn't get one. Does he have one?
Daniel
got one.
Daniel Bryan does not have one.
Not a single one. That's
Actually, I don't believe. Well, and that's the thing, right? There's a lot of.
I guess it's kayfabe.
There is also that kayfabe element, right? So you do need to be. Sorry, Daniel Bryan does have one, 2014.
Well, Mr. Fact Checker.
You do need to be pushed in that same kind of way by your company to have received.
Yeah. It's not just how much people like you.
Exactly. And Daniel Bryan appears up many times on the list.
Yeah.
So.
Well, at least he had that number 1. He had to.
Yes, exactly.
He was the wrestling world.
Exactly. Yeah. The Yes Movement was huge.
Yeah. Okay. The Wednesday Night War is huge. Shall we jump on to that?
Boom,
Stone?
baby. I think we should. You pick how we want to start this one off.
Okay. Let's go with Dynamite this week.
AEW. All Elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Dynamite this week, next week, and for all future weeks, because we have many matches coming up for this Eliminator Tournament Championship, which will determine a future AEW World Champion. Contender. That match won't happen at Full Gear, but the culmination of this tournament will.
Yeah. Moxley's already got a title match booked for that event. So let's find out, though, who's going to be in this thing. Because we kick right off with Mr. Mayhem, Wardlow. Did you know that was his nickname?
I didn't.
Yeah. It was on the screen.
I thought it was somebody else's nickname.
I don't know. Yeah, because Justin Roberts didn't announce it, but it appeared on the graphics. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, on the little on bottom of the screen
the nameplate.
thing. Yeah.
So we got Wardlow taking on Jungle Boy. The huge size mismatch here, but Jungle Boy's the better technician of the two. I think we can agree. But Wardlow says he's on an 8-match win streak and still only has the 1 singles loss in his career.
Well, Wardlow didn't say it. Fucking Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone couldn't shut up about it.
Well, yeah, they didn't. Well, I'm saying it now. But that one match, that cage match with Cody, still the only loss. But looking real strong here, just tossing Jungle Boy around. They fight to the top rope. Wardlow picks up Jungle Boy on his shoulders, but Jungle Boy's able to shift his weight around, hits a big hurricanrana off the turnbuckle, gets a big near fall. But then they fight outside the ring onto the ramp, and then Wardlow just hits the F10, flings him back in the ring, and then he hits another massive F10 as Jungle Boy just gets so much air. The spin, it was great. That big F10 gets Wardlow the win low, and he moves on to round 2.
Wardlow the win low. Fucking kudos to Jungle Boy, who we see him on TV every week. He's still so young. He's going up against this, relentless, destructive talent of Wardlow, who's
pretty young himself, I think.
Who could be in line for a big push. I really don't know.
Well, yeah, he's racking up the wins here. So I think a bunch of dark, but
and if we look at that true heavyweight division on our WWE main roster versus this show, we do have guys in both places. I mean, on a show like this, we do have the likes of Brian Cage, Lance Archer, Wardlow. We have these big dudes who are still putting on very good matches.
Yeah, and I mean the division doesn't really any size is welcome. So
of course.
But Wardlow's moving on here. And we find out that Moxley, the match against Eddie Kingston at Full Gear, is now going to be an I Quit match.
Too many I Quits. Well, I don't want Roman, Jey Uso, Eddie Kingston, or Jon Moxley to have to quit.
I mean, it's going to happen.
I don't want this.
For AEW.
I don't want this.
It's going to be a great match, though. But we got another first round matchup here in the tournament. Kenny Omega, who was supposed to face Joey Janela, but due to COVID contact reasons, Janela's out. Sonny Kiss is in.
Now he doesn't really. We don't know if he has it. We just know that he doesn't. He came in contact with somebody because Joey Janela's spring break is still going on. All over the place. He had a match the other weekend against Ricky Morton. And
who's even going to these shows?
people.
Like, how are they able to sustain?
People are still going, but guess what? Guess who took a destroyer off the second rope? Yeah, that's right. Ricky Morton can still do these things. He's still dishing out destroyers all over the place. He's like 58 years old.
Yeah, he's crazy. But Kenny Omega, too, during his intro, Justin Roberts just reading all these accomplishments, like breaking Meltzer's 5-star scale 7 times, PWI, #1 wrestler, Wrestling Observer, Wrestler of the Year. It's kind of healing it up with all these self-indulgent things going on.
Of course, Justin Roberts didn't have to say those things. I'm sure Kenny Omega slipped him a little cue card, like, be sure to list all of my accomplishments.
And look who made the big return. As during Omega's entrance, we have the woman from Raw Underground. They were just kind of dancing with brooms as Kenny made his entrance.
Wait, the woman from Raw... Wait, what? Oh, no, okay.
No, I'm just making.
Okay, I thought you were like a specific
I mean, for all we know, it could have been.
like that woman who was, she was in Raw Underground, and the next week she was in the hot tub with Damian Priest. I was like, we need to track down this woman. Like, what's her deal going on right now? We do have a little bit of the brooms. He is the cleaner, of course. The cleaner's coming back.
He's
and
bringing it back. He's healing it up.
We did get the match, but I think it was pretty much just a V-trigger and a one-winged angel.
Yeah. I mean, the entrance was more than the match, and just gets him the quick, dominant win, moving on to round 2.
And that look on his face after he won was just that, like, that... I mean, I guess, Mike, you can't see my face, but...
I can picture Kenny's, though.
You can picture the way he looked, that smug, I'm better than you, and it's been so long since we've seen this one-winged angel.
That Mr. Noodle hairdo he's got.
In play, yeah.
But yeah, dominant win. Let's move right on. We got another matchup in this tournament. My most hyped first round match. Ray Phoenix taking on Penta L0M. Eddie Kingston on commentary to support his boys out here. Mm-hmm. They're still brothers. They show respect. They shake hands. But then we just get some good old lucha. Lucha shit. Loud chop off. They're chopping the shit out of each other's chests. Phoenix is just high flying all over the place. It was a little scary moment when they climbed to the top rope and Phoenix goes for some sort of twisting head scissors, but looks like he just like fell on his head almost. Just I don't know.
Now those slippery AEW ropes, it happened to Matt Sydal, and now it's happening to everybody.
The summer heat, or I guess the Florida heat.
Yeah, the Florida humidity.
Just Florida. But anyways, Penta. At one point, Penta hits this move I've never even seen before. It was like a pop-up power bomb, but Phoenix like flips midair. It was crazy.
Yeah, they did a few things that I've never seen before.
Yeah, these guys are just so damn good. So Penta, he violently snaps Phoenix's arm, goes to finish him off, but then Phoenix reverses it, hits a big destroyer, and that gets him the 3 count. So Phoenix moves on to the semifinals to face Kenny Omega, and that should be great.
Yeah. Wow. And Eddie Kingston on commentary was great this whole time. The way they ended with this, like, up into a power bomb, Phoenix goes into destroyer out of nowhere. Was an incredible finish to this match.
It's nice to see a destroyer.
And we're going to get Phoenix Kenny Omega in the next match, which will, I'm sure, burn the house down. The last time they saw each other was like a year ago for the AAA Heavyweight Championship. That match is on YouTube. You can check that one out.
I think Kenny still has that belt.
He still has it. Oh, if you check promotions around the world, the reigns and like championship history is all out of whack now because it's been, in some of these cases, coming up on 200 days where like it's just been inactive,
like with nothing. Yeah,
exactly. PWG, I think NWA. Nick Aldis is he's been holding that belt for like 800 days now. Sort of like and AAA is in that same kind of boat where like because nobody can really travel around too much.
Yeah, does Moxley still have that New Japan title?
Moxley is still the IWGP United States Champion.
Yeah, so about that. But let's go on. We got more tournament action here. The final match of the first round. Colt Cabana taking on Hangman Adam Page.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. They have a good old match. Evil Uno's out there supporting Colt. But Hangman ends up hitting that buckshot lariat. Gets the win. So Hangman will face Wardlow in the semifinals.
Wow.
That'll be great. I mean, I think we... the brackets are lining up. If they, sometimes it's okay to go with the obvious choice and just give us Kenny versus Hangman.
Yeah. And I don't think we've ever seen Hangman Moxley. I don't think so.
I don't know. Yeah. Can't remember. But I think Team Taz comes out, got a little promo on Darby Allin. I think Darby Allin had a skit with Steve-O at some point, doing some jackass stuff.
Yes, doing some skateboarding.
Yeah, like
I'm Bam Margera.
But then it's time for the much hyped dinner debonair between Chris Jericho and MJF as they're sitting at this fancy restaurant, going back and forth with the waitress, changing the temperatures of their steak,
The rareness of it.
Yeah. So they're doing that bit, and then Jericho says we're going to have an Inner Circle town hall next week to see if MJF should join the group. And then it just kind of seamlessly transitions into this whole musical number as both men start singing, they're dancing, these ballroom girls come in.
They got Rockettes over there.
The Rockettes, yeah, I can't even... A recap won't even do it justice. You just have to watch the thing. It was a full-on number. They're actually singing. MJF can sing. He's decent.
Yeah, he was doing
before.
like a boom boom boom.
Yeah, like I've seen videos of him singing like the Temptations and stuff, and like My Girl and all that. He can do. But yeah, so they do their great musical number, and then they just sit back down. The steaks arrive, and they're just like raw meat, and they send them back. That's the end of your skit.
That's the end of the skit. This was a lot of fun. I thought this
two guys. Not everyone can pull this off. You need to have the confidence.
Not everyone can pull this off.
And the
you
talent.
need the confidence. I am always, and the talent. I am when I see something like this, especially when AEW does it. I can't help but feel like if WWE did it, critics would have just fucking torn it apart.
Yeah, even if it had been just as good.
It could have been the exact same thing, just with like Seth and Murphy instead of Chris Jericho, and like exact same, like word for word, note for note, cut for cut, the exact same thing. That could be like media bias, or maybe AEW just has a way of pulling these things off.
Maybe a bit of both.
Maybe a bit of both, But by doing this, they've sort of nobody else could do this anymore. Because now it would be a ripoff of Jericho MJF, by kind of like beating everybody to the punch, by making fun of themselves more than anything else. You sort of remove the ability for your critics or your bullies to really put you down.
It's like the climactic scene of 8 Mile when Eminem just says all his own shit. He makes fun of himself. He's like, "What you got now?
Yeah,
I just gave them everything.
What you got now?" And he does the same thing in Scary Movie 3.
Yeah,
I think
the real Eminem.
Yeah, Dirt Nasty.
Dirt Nasty.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, you gotta fucking watch it. Because until the sort of these two heads eventually will meet up
and join forces.
Or I mean, like the heads will clash. Something will happen between these two, and until then, let's just fucking sit back and enjoy this ride, this light pleasure cruise down the Jericho MJF lazy river.
All aboard.
Toot toot.
Dr. Britt Baker is out here for some in-ring action against Kylan King, and King has racked up an 0-11 record. And that's not changing today.
Yikes.
So Baker hits a curb stomp, puts on a surgical glove, and applies the lockjaw. King taps out. So that's your woman's action for the week. Hikaru Shida is missing, folks. I have not seen her in a while.
Maybe she's on Dark. Maybe that's what they're doing over there on Dark.
Britt Baker, just win the title at Full Gear, and let's give this division the kick in the ass it needs.
Is that the kick in the ass?
I mean, it's something. At least she's on TV every week.
At least we'll have her on TV every week. Because I think, the kick in the ass is still, they need the performers to be good enough. Maybe it's juxtaposed with the rest of the talent on the rest of the roster, where if we're watching an episode of Smacdown or an episode of Raw and we have a women's match, we had that women's tag match where it seems like we're just sort of throwing these things together, tons of DQ finishes. It maybe feels normal because we're seeing very much similar things on the men's side. You know, like we'll see Matt Riddle and Baron Corbin for 14 weeks straight, all ending in DQs. And then we're like, okay, because we also have women's matches, which are kind of having that same result. But here on Dynamite, it seems like we're getting, it seems like at least every week we have one great match. Whether it be something in ring, whether it be that fucking street parking lot fight that we had a few weeks ago. It's sort of like, when we see these women's matches, they just sort of seem to pale in comparison to the rest of the roster.
Yeah, give them a chance. And let, when you let them have it, like Shida and Penelope Ford, then they knock it out of the park.
Yeah, we need Penelope Ford back, Hikaru Shida. We need Britt Baker. Let's start there. I mean, 3 is all you need to kind of maybe start something.
Give her the title. That's what I would.
Yeah, why not?
But let's go on to the main event, because we got a fatal 4-way tag match to determine the number 1 contenders for those titles. So you got the Butcher and the Blade, the Young Bucks, Silver and Reynolds, and Private Party here. Just a good old fun tag match. Allie, the Bunny, is back with Butcher and the Blade now. With, I don't know, I guess the Nightmare Sisters are done.
That's
her and Brandy.
Oh my God, nobody can keep women together.
Nobody.
Well, that's the classic thing, right? Like women hate other women. So the idea of women having a tag partner is almost like counterintuitive to that.
I mean, whose idea is that? Women hate women.
Isn't that like a thing? Like women hate other women's success. Like that's sort of like a trope, is it not?
It is, yeah. Can't. But then at some point in the match, Private Party does this big double move off the top rope, leg drop. And Reynolds, I think, got legit knocked out here. He got fucked up.
He took a big one. I noticed that too.
Yeah, like he was out on the mat. Butcher just kind of had to pull him the corner and tag out, and he was out for the rest of the match. And but John Silver, though, he picked up the slack. He was running wild. He was looking great. Jim Ross kept fucking saying the word ballyhoo like 10 times in this match.
Yeah.
Every time you talk about the Young, but like they came here, with all the ballyhoo and all that. I'm like, all right, JR.
Love it. I love the ballyhoo.
Yeah, twice is enough though. 10 times. It's a lot of bally.
Maybe it was JR has one of those word of the day calendars, and then he just like he peeled it off. It was like ballyhoo.
All right. So then it comes down to Mark Quinn and Matt Jackson in the ring. Matt picks him up for the Meltzer driver. Quinn reverses it into a pin, but then Matt rolls through, pins Quinn down, gets the 3. So the Young Bucks will face FTR for the tag titles at Full Gear, and that's going to be sick.
And they did it in a very smug way, too. I remember they were pointing out at FTR while they were giving out that Meltzer driver.
They've been healing it up, too, these last few weeks, super kicking all the innocent employees and...
Of course, and it sort of seems like over the past few weeks that the Bucks FTR will be the match. After the years of talking shit to each other off television, I guess this is where it has to go. This is where it has to go. A nastier, edgier, meaner Young Bucks makes them more dangerous than they ever have been.
Yeah. So let's see. Looking forward to that match. But then afterwards, FTR come out and they offer them a beer. So Bucks just smack the beers away when a masked assailant gets in the ring, nails the Bucks with a chair, climbs to the top rope and helps the FTR hit this triple team pile driver. And then they wrap a chair around Matt's legs, smack that down, and the masked man reveals himself as Tully Blanchard, who I was actually surprised he was moving so well.
It was moving so well for Tully's probably like 60, right?
Yeah, he was jumping off the middle rope. He was doing stuff, so good for him. They go off the air with FTR celebrating. And now we have a few weeks to work on, sort of building this program. Because right now we've got a couple heels going at it, which we don't see all the time. No, but we'll get some great wrestling out of it either way.
Of course.
But let's just move right on over to the other side of the Wednesday Night War. NXT, folks.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
because next week is Halloween Havoc, right?
Yeah, next week's Halloween Havoc, so we're all very excited. I'm certainly excited.
We
He's
know.
excited. Shotzi's excited. But we're kicking off with a triple threat match. Kushida, Velveteen Dream, Tommaso Ciampa. Kushida and Ciampa both hate Dream, so they're just beating him up for a while. But the Dream's still rocking that arm cast, selling the effects. And it does come into play eventually as the Dream nails Ciampa in the head with the cast. But Kushida's the one who capitalizes as he German suplexes Ciampa right after. Bridges it for the 3 count. So Kushida picking up steam. I like what they've been doing the last couple months with him.
I think maybe 2 matches in a row. Well, he had the win over Dream at TakeOver, and now the win now.
Yeah,
action-packed, fast-paced, good kind of stuff. Ciampa Kushida needs to happen. Maybe that'll be a match that could happen at Halloween Havoc.
They could throw that on there.
And certainly, if you are, if Kushida beats a guy like Ciampa in a one-on-one match, I think that puts him in the front as a front runner, possibly for this NXT Championship.
Well, yeah, if the thing's going to be vacant, he'll have to, he could find his way.
We will have to find out. I don't think, did we get any info about?
Not this week.
We didn't. No.
Last week he just said we're going to let it breathe for a few weeks, see how it goes. But we all saw that bike chain in Finn Balor's belt.
Literally, there's a bike chain.
That's freaky.
I didn't know they could do that with like medical science.
Yeah, just like so like, does it stay in there forever? Do they remove it later? Like,
yeah. What happens if it goes through a metal detector? They always.
Yeah, because I know some people like they just leave the screws in your leg forever. Some people get them take them out.
Yeah, like once it heals, it's like we can't go back in there. So
yeah, it's like, well, it's part of you now.
That's you now. Do you think he has to oil? Do you think he has to oil up his jaw when he's going for lunch?
I don't know.
Like, doot, doot.
It'd be weird. But then we get Ember Moon taking on Jessie Kamea, who gets a couple moves in, but Ember working a bit of a different style here. She does all these submissions and ends up getting the tap out victory with some kind of like reverse Scorpion Deathlock. Look cool.
Something.
I don't know.
Something like that.
But yeah, she's celebrating. Dakota Kai comes out and attacks her. So, but in the middle of all that, we get a commotion going on backstage. As we've got another Galooly incident.
Jeff Galooly has made his presence known amongst NXT.
Yeah. People, well, even on AEW when Matt Hardy got attacked the other week.
Yeah.
Everyone's just been getting attacked behind because Bobby Fish is on the ground. He's limping. We don't know what happened, but he's going to a local hospital. And they did say hospital.
They did not say medical facility. I know. I was like, wait, what?
So this might be serious. To get an MRI on his leg. So he is out. He was supposed to be in the tag title match main event tonight with Roddy Strong, but luckily Kyle O'Reilly is cleared, and he will take his place in the main event. But in the meantime, we got Austin Theory versus Bronson Reed. They just go back and forth, fight to the top rope. Theory gets knocked down. Reed hits a tsunami splash, gets the win. But then right after, Theory's all pissed, so he gets on the mic, challenges him to a rematch. So Bronson's like, okay. He gets in, hits a Samoan drop, gets another 3 count. So Austin Theory's just on a huge losing streak.
Yeah, weird for him to get kind of squashed twice in a row. After coming back and still not being British. I don't know. Every time I see him, I'm surprised.
Well, later on backstage, they just have a quick little interview with him, and he says he quits, and he leaves.
Oh, great.
So,
okay.
Yeah, bye. Girl, bye. Backstage, Xia Li's interviewed, and we still don't know what's going on with her and Boa and that mystery letter, but it's very important to her. She has to win this match. She has to. But before that, we got 6-man action. Legado del Fantasma against Swerve Scott, Ashanti the Adonis, and Jake Atlas. And, these are the kind of guys you can use to help out this tag division here. Let them do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Legado hit their little team finisher, get the win, so they look strong. And then we cut to the Gargano house where Johnny and Candice, they've got a training wheel set up to practice for Halloween Havoc.
I think they're just practicing spinning the wheel.
Yeah, as if it makes a difference.
As if they're like, okay, guys, we really gotta get this.
So Johnny spins. He gets a buried alive match. He's all freaked out. Candice spins. She gets a trick or street fight. She's like, I can do that. So Johnny wants to go again. And he gets a casket match. So he's fucked up. He just wants the wheel. The wheel wants him dead. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he doesn't want it. He doesn't. But I don't think he wants the.
We'll find out next week, though.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel, make a deal. What could it be? Tag action. Everrise taking on Drake Maverick and Killian Dane. And Dane still selling that he's not liking the silly entrance music. And Drake's in the ring. Drake's getting beat around all day. Sorry. Yeah, Drake's getting beaten around the ring. Killian Dane tags in, but then he starts getting double teamed. They lock him in a submission. And Drake doesn't want to see his friend in pain. So he grabs a chair, nails Everrise. That gets the DQ. So him and Dane lose, but Killian goes up to him after. Looks like he's mad, but then he just smacks him on the back. He's like, "Ha ha! That was awesome. You kicked their ass. Where's that guy been?"
Yeah,
so he doesn't mind.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, so and this is a group being built up.
Yeah, I mean he's coming around.
Yeah.
Tag, why not? Like we just said, tag division. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going, baby. We love tag wrestling over here at the Street Brothers Wrestling Podcast.
But then we cut backstage as, oh no, now Roddy Strong has been attacked from behind and laid out. So, damn. Regal's like, I promised a tag title match tonight. What should we do? When Danny Burch and One Lorcan come up, and they're like, Kyle O'Reilly's still there, and he's like, hey, man, you guys should go for the titles. But they're like, no, you beat us. You earned the shot. Why don't you team up with one of us and go for them? But Kyle's like, no way. I'm going to the hospital. So Burch and Lorcan are getting the title shot in the place of Undisputed Era.
Vince McMahon brings his talent to local medical facilities, and Triple H brings his talent straight to the hospital. Cut out the local medical facility. Let's take him straight to the hospital,
Exactly.
I mean, I
it's
bet
an emergency.
The local medical facility is just going to tell you, hey, bring him to the hospital. So you might as well just cut out that middleman.
Exactly. Xia Li taking on Casey Catanzaro. And, Xia just being very aggressive, fighting angrily here. But the spunky Casey gets the better of her. Catches her with a pinning combination to get the 3 count. So afterwards, Zaya's a sore loser, beats up Casey until Kaden Carter goes in to help her. But then she gets fought off, and then Raquel Gonzalez comes out, just fucks up everyone. And she cuts a little promo because she's going to face Rhea Ripley next week.
On the Havoc.
Yeah. I don't think they have to spin the wheel.
No, I don't think so. I don't think everybody has to spin the wheel.
No, it's just the 2 matches.
Yeah.
But then we get a special live version, in-ring segment of Thatch as Thatch Can.
That's what it's called. I also took note of that this week.
Yeah. So Tim Thatcher's here to give us some more fighting tips. Shows us some nice techniques, how to defend. He's actually being quite educational here. But he's picking on this poor student, Andrew. And eventually Andrew just gets tired of it. Starts to shoot on Timothy. Gets him with a single leg takedown. Front face lock. So, but the Thatch man did not like that. Trying to make him look like a fool. So that just pisses him off. He tells the ref to get in here so they can have a match proper. And then Thatcher just destroys the guy. Taps him out with a single leg crap. So, yeah, Thatch man. Looking strong.
Yeah. Oh, of course, dude. This guy's one of the best.
But that's time for the main event, the NXT Tag Team Championship match we were promised. Breezango defending against Danny Burch, One Lorcan. Good fun tag stuff. Fandango hits his big leg drop off the top rope, which has end matches before, but Burch kicks out. And Danny Burch, I love it. He does like this hanging diamond cutter off the top rope.
Yeah,
so
and
really cool.
and also like the cutter is a great move that we never see on the main roster.
Yeah, other than Randy.
Well, because of Randy is why we won't see it, right? So just a cutter's a good.
This is just it's different enough. It's not an RKO.
It's different enough. A cutter works great as a reversal, as something off a rope. You can spike someone's head down. Remember when Ricochet, I think, took an RKO one time? That was just like the best looking sell of that. Yeah. It's a great move.
Awesome move. Breezango, though, they're back in control. Fandango climbs up to the top rope when some mystery person appears with this really strange metal tin over their face. I don't know what the hell
it was
that
like.
mask was.
It was like the front part of an Iron Man mask, but without the eye.
There's like no eye hole. Like how the fuck did he see?
Nose hole or mouth hole. I was also very confused.
It looked like a metal cup on his face is what it looked like. But so this mystery man, he pushes Fandango off the top rope and then goes and hides under the ring. So the ref didn't see it, and Breeze is like, "What? You didn't see?" So the ref's looking around, which allows Danny Burch to hit a low blow on Breeze, and then him and Lorcan hit their double team DDT finishing move to get the 3 count. So we have new NXT Tag Team Champions, turning heel in the process.
New fucking champs. There we go. Love to see a belt. Love to see a belt switch hands.
Yeah, I like it. This is what the division needs, Get some serious stuff. Breezango was good. They had the nice little, now they can say they were champions. But let's heat this division up because the Mystery Man gets in the ring to celebrate with the new tag champs. And he removes this strange mask, and it's none other than Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
I did not see that one coming, but I dig it.
He's
Makes
back.
sense.
He is back.
Yeah, he took out Undisputed Era. He was the one. Of course, him and Adam Cole, Adam Cole beat him, so he's not over it yet. So
Adam Cole, a person we also haven't seen on TV since the Ridge Holloway incident. Pat McAfee, he was a perfect heel in that first matchup, and it was pretty good for a celebrity match.
He was very good.
Also, if we want Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch to go to the next step, we have the McAfee as the mouthpiece / is competent enough within the ring. Is fantastic. These guys get to be physical while McAfee does the promos.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, and he can also get in the ring as well if they want.
Yeah, my question is, I wonder if this is a pivot. Like, I wonder if Ridge Holloway was supposed to be there.
Ridge Holland?
It's Ridge Holland. Sorry, I keep saying, who's Ridge Holloway? That's a name, isn't it?
I think that might just be some athlete from some sport.
Athlete. I wonder if this was his job.
I wonder if maybe this was going to be like a stable, the 4 of them.
Oh, yeah.
And McAfee. Because I don't know. I feel like maybe McAfee was always meant to come back. I don't know.
I think he was meant.
I mean, Holland was obviously
going to
have a big role.
Back. It never felt like it was good. He was too good for it to be a one-off.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I hope this group sticks around for a bit. Now they've got 3 of them versus, I guess, 4 members of Undisputed Era. But they need a 4th guy.
Need a 4th guy, and who knows, with Survivor Series around the corner, we are looking at these larger stables taking each other on in that group competition.
And usually Survivor Series weekend brings War Games, so if they're gonna have one of those,
imagine that. I'm at fucking what? So Undisputed Era, this Oney Lorcan.
I mean, they're in every War Game, so it has to be.
Oh, of course, you can't have War Games without those guys.
Yeah, so that just means they need another member for their dream team here. But that was it. That was NXT.
That was NXT. That was Wednesday night. That was the entire wrestling week.
Yes.
Okay.
But there is one other thing going on this weekend.
What happened?
You know what that is?
Oh, no.
Whoops. Sorry, that was my fault.
That's okay.
Yeah, I exited the. Yeah.
I
didn't mean to hang up the call because we're not done here.
Of course, we're not done.
Yeah, that was the end of the Wednesday Night Wars, but there is a pay-per-view this Sunday, so let's just talk about that quickly. Hell in a Cell is here. We only know 4 matches, but I'm sure they'll add a couple tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. But I think out of the 4 we know, 3 of them are Hell in a Cells. Now, I was looking back. We've never had 3 Hell in a Cell matches on the same night.
I thought there was a 3 once,
but maybe not. I saw there's a lot of 2s, obviously.
There's a lot of 2s, yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought there was a 3 with like a shitty Rusev match, but maybe it was just a 2. But either way, we have the only non-cell match we know about is Jeff Hardy versus Elias.
Cool.
Because of that whole, so that's going to happen. But then the first Hell in a Cell match, Drew McIntyre defending against Randy Orton. Hopefully the conclusion of that feud, Randy just either win it or move on, Randy, at this point.
Yeah, fuck. I think he has to win it at this point or move on.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And then Bayley taking on Sasha Banks in the Hell in a Cell match, Women's Championship, which I'm just very, very excited for. Very high expectations.
Yeah.
This could be a match of the year contender.
Sasha Banks was in the Hell in a Cell match maybe last year, if not a few years before.
Yeah, against Becky. She's been in 2
No,
Hell in
it
a
was
Cell
Charlotte.
matches. Well, she's been in that one, and she was in the one with Becky last year.
Oh, okay. I think I was thinking of the one with Charlotte. Maybe
yeah.
that might have been.
Charlotte was the first one. Either way, though, this could be excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, very much so.
Assuming Bailey signs the contract.
Assuming Bailey signs the contract, and who wins?
Give it to Sasha.
Is it time? It could be time.
Well, because I think for Sasha, the big moment, she's never defended the title. So maybe her defending the title at WrestleMania is the big moment. rather than her winning it.
Okay, interesting.
But then we have Roman Reigns defending his Universal title against his blood, Jey Uso, in a Hell in a Cell I Quit match. First ever Hell in a Cell I Quit. I don't want either of these men to quit. The Roman Reigns train. Well, it doesn't mean they have to quit the business.
That doesn't mean they have to quit the business. The Roman Reigns train to Pain Town is not stopping. We're shoveling coal into that train. It just won't stop.
It's a strong
locomotive
piece of locomotive machinery, and the tracks are very well built. So Roman Reigns is not derailing anytime soon.
And that'll happen forever. Very excited for, like we said before, a little microphone in the ring, because the story that these guys are telling is the best part of this feud thus far.
Yeah, it's been excellent. I mean, exceeded. If you had said like a year ago, hey, Jey Uso's going to main event a couple pay-per-views, you'd be like,
a couple pay-per-views. This will 100% be the main event for the show.
Like, which one? Which one?
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, this probably will be the main event. I'm assuming it will be.
Yeah.
I can make a case for Bailey Sasha, but
yeah, I think Roman and Jey is that's where we are right now.
Yeah, they're getting the most promo time, it seems, the main event closing angles. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get an extra 2 matches or so added to the card. But other than that, that's all you need.
And that's
6 or 7
fine.
matches.
Yeah, like let's have these 3 matches be a normal length of time. You know, maybe I dare I say 20 minutes each.
Yeah, that'd be fine for the cell matches, 20 minutes apiece. One will probably go 30. But yeah, I mean, the whole COVID era, they've done a great job of pay-per-views have been just like 2.5 hours, 3, shorter than in Raw.
Yeah.
And just wrestling. It's just pure wrestling, no commercials, no bullshit.
No commercials. Well, there's
most of the times you get a finish.
Yeah, there's going to be some bullshit, so don't worry about that.
Well, it's wrestling. It's wrestling.
But there you have it.
Yes, that's the preview. We'll come back next week with the review. And that's pretty much everything, except for the final thing, which we do every week.
Yes.
And crown the Wrestler of the Week champion.
It's the Wrestler of the Week, of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
I'm going to kick off this one here for you, Mike. A lot of great wrestling action this week. I'm kicking over to our Wednesday Night War on our AEW show. Excuse me, the moment that made me stand up and go, woo! It wasn't anything Ric Flair related even. No, it was Rey Fenix, my wrestler of the week, hitting that power bomb or like that power driver reverse into the Destroyer to get the pin and the win. That made me hoot and holler from my couch. And apparently that's enough to do it. Rey Fenix, you're my wrestler of the week.
Yeah, excellent match. I mean, we know what we're getting with those guys. I was hooting as well. I was hollering, and I am unanimously giving the vote to Rey Fenix for wrestler of the week.
The unanimous Rey Fenix. Congratulations, Rey Fenix.
Congratulations. You are the Wrestler of the Week champion and potential future AEW heavyweight title contender.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, that match next week is going to burn the house down. The next kind of few rounds of matches will be great.
Yeah. I think that's the very man that Kenny Omega beat for that Triple O.
That is, yeah. That is the match which took place down there in AAA Wrestling.
About a year ago, around this time. Yeah. But that's it. That's everything. We're going to have a fun weekend of wrestling and other things and all that stuff.
And that's all. Yeah, that's all the time we have for the show. That was a lot of fun. Of course, stay tuned. The big episode, 100. We're hitting triple digits in a couple weeks. That's going to be a lot of fun. We'll maybe chat more about that next week.
We got some big plans.
Or the week after, but you want to keep you want to stay tuned for that.
Yes, but the next episode is going to be a big. I guess we're going to have both Hell in a Cell and Halloween Havoc. So that's a double whammy of
God,
Hell and Scary.
a double review. Oh, it's such spooky time of year, eh?
Our perfect. So it'll be our last October review. So we'll be closing out the month with probably going to be a great show.
It will probably be a great show. You're going to want
They're
to
all
come
great
back
shows.
for that.
On our end, they're all. We always hold up our end. Of the
We
bargain.
always
It's
do our
WWE
part.
that-
We have a lot of fun. That's all the time we have. Remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe. The podcast is everywhere. Mike, you have anything you want to tell the kids before we sign off?
If you believe in something and you work hard and you're passionate, sometimes things can still go wrong. So
Very good. That's what it is, and that's just life.
that's just life, but keep. I don't know. That's just life. Sorry, folks.
Keep on keeping
I
on. I guess that's
I can't
what you're
always
trying
be
to say.
positive.
Well, that's great. Thanks for telling those kids. Kids, I hope you heed our warning. Thanks for listening again. Mike, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right. Have a good one.
True